Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stephen C. O'Connell Center here in Gainesville, Florida, where tonight we have a doubleheader of SimWorld Hoops action. First, starting off in the SEC, as the number 7 Kentucky Wildcats come into town to face the Florida Gators. I'm B-Ron, and joining me tonight, alongside me, is Jason J.K. Candell. J.K., good to have you here, my friend. How are you?
It's great. It's great to be here with you, B-Ron. Great commentator alongside me, great personal friend. And we're here in the swamp with a lot of SEC implications tonight. Kentucky looking to punch their ticket to the SEC championship this weekend. They are tied with Arkansas and Auburn. Alabama's half game up on them. Florida's looking to play spoiler tonight.
Yeah, Florida looking to play spoiler. There's a lot of teams looking to play spoiler in the SEC tonight, and we'll see how these games go. Kentucky enters, like you said earlier, JK. They're tied for second in the SEC. They're 22-6 overall on the year. They're also riding a little 2-game win streak. Won their last game on the road against LSU, 83-69 back on April 22nd. Gators, on the other hand, enters won 15-14 on the year, 7-6, 6th in the SEC. They lost their last game out to Alabama. That was a 70-45 loss to the Crimson Tide at home. But they're looking to bounce back after a poor showing in their home at home last time out against another strong team atop the SEC. This is not going to be easy for the Gators here tonight.
Oh yeah, but they love to apply some pressure. They're very good at forcing turnovers, not allowing a lot of points in a given game, and if they can disrupt Kentucky's flows, especially with those stars, I would not be surprised if they pulled off an upset on their home court tonight.
We'll see how that goes, JK, as tip goes to the Gators. Let's get lineups out the way for it, starting with those Gators. The big face, the new freshman here, Trey Willis, Mr. Gator, as I call him, a jump shot. Goes from Tyson Eason, who's playing the power forward spot. The other forward is Jackson Glenn. The other guard is Tyran Bello. And the center, man in the middle, is Rizzo Davis Spritzel, a very young Gators team. I'll come back to them here in a minute. But over to the Wildcats, their starting 5. You have to start by talking about their two main faces. One of them being Glory Tate, the other Jameson Johnson, the top 5 pick in Jameson Johnson. Lottery looked to pick for Glory Tate. Meanwhile, they also have freshman Trey Truss in the starting lineup, and Stephon Burke at the point guard spot, and it's also D'Angelo Muto at the power forward spot for the Wildcats. Both these teams actually very, very young, as there's a three-pointer that falls to the Gators. The Gators have no upperclassmen on this team, all freshmen and all sophomores. Meanwhile, the Wildcats only have the 2 upperclassmen in Glory Tate and Jameson Johnson, as there is a turnover as Muto just out of bounds. A costly early turnover here for the Wildcats. JK, let's talk keys to victory for this one. What are you looking for both teams to get the win tonight?
I'm looking at what Florida can do from when they're shooting the basketball. They're top 5 in the nation in field goal percentage. They're shooting 54% a night, and they've made 2 of their first 2 early on. As long as they're getting in a rhythm, taking those high percentage looks, which they're able to do, then I think they have a very good chance of achieving that victory tonight. I think it's more of a two-way kind of game from them. They're forcing turnovers, disrupting Kentucky, and they're making those shots. I like Florida tonight.
You like Florida to get the win? Are you calling the upset, JK? You know what I'm hearing?
I'm calling the upset.
All right, well, hey, I like it. Get out the way early, right? And speaking of getting out of the way early, Glory Tate looking to get his first free throw out of the way early. You see him here at the line, a 84% free throw shooter on the season. It's Glory Tate. Tate, a junior from St. Louis, Missouri, played his high school basketball in SimWorld Prep for Beyond the Arch, and that's where his journey got started way back when. And Glory Tate, a lottery pick, potentially projected there at the SBVA level, and he is one of those guys who does a lot of things really well, AK, but scouts are really like his ability to get any shot he wants, any of the top tier scorer as well, and do it best of him. And he ties his game up there in the line.
You talk about what Glory Tate can do. There's a lot of it. It's a long list. He's probably one of the most consistent players in the nation. Can score from everywhere on the floor. Can inside out. He's a good defender. I think he's a nice two-way guy that if you're getting him near the back end of the lottery or even in the top 10, that he's a guy that can help a rebuilding team right away. He's a championship winning piece at the next level.
Yes, and you always need those guys who can come in, and especially if you're selecting them high, you want them to come in and be day one contributors to a team. Willis attacking to the contact, and Trust gets it to go. And we're tied back up here at 7. So we were talking keys to the game earlier. What about for Kentucky, JK?
Kentucky, they have the star power. We saw Trey Trust hit a triple early. I think he's their X factor tonight. We talk a lot about Jamison Johnson and Glory Tate because they're the headliners for this team, but Trey Trust, over 50% from deep. He's just a guy that he's that spark plug for him, and he's so young that whenever he's on, it makes Kentucky one of the most complete team in the nation.
They definitely are up there as one of the more complete teams in the nation. Then they are most certainly a favorite to win Hoop Stereo to be getting started on May 8th. It's coming up, folks. And we got a few more games here to decide where things all play out. As there's a jumper from Tate, does not go, and the Muto on the rebound can't get it to go there either. But Willis at the floor, contact, no basket there. Cross picked up his first foul of the contest.
Yeah, I really like Trey Willis. I love his game. You look at him and you think, okay, he's a regular Florida point guard. He's a guy that is really quick and is really good defensively, but he's a fantastic athlete. I think that's where you start with his game, B-Ron. He was in the dunk contest to conclude his SimWorld prep tenure. Was it Stars of Tomorrow or McDonald's All-American dunk contest? Correct me if I'm wrong here.
I believe it was McDonald's All-American, if memory serves me right.
Yeah, he was in the McDonald's All-American game dunk contest, and he's probably one of the best finishers you'll see, not just in the SEC, but probably in the nation. And he's a point guard, mind you. He's got lightning quickness, and he's a guy who I've gotten to know pretty well over the last couple of months, and he's got a great head on his shoulders. Excited to see what he will keep doing under Todd Golden. Really like that pairing right there.
Yeah, it's a good pairing there for sure. We know Florida's always had good guards throughout their recent history anyway, as they have a 9-7 lead. You were saying, JK?
Even not recent, B-Ron. You think about the Bradley Beals and guys like that. I know they won a championship with Al Horford and Joakim Noah, but you got Bradley Beal. They had Trey Mann for a little bit. They definitely love their guards down in Gainesville.
They're not looking a little lot of that though. They do get the stop, so that's good on Jamison Johnson getting the stop there. Really, Davis Wrightsville denying Johnson on the interior. Rare to see him get that deep into the post and miss though, JK. There's a lot of talk about just how much usage Johnson should be getting. I've heard a lot of people say that the ball should be going to him every single time down in the post. I want to get your thoughts on that, as the Wildcats will take over after the turnover.
I think that it's an interesting situation because if you put a guy like Jamison Johnson on, let's say, Iowa, where he's got the Lamarian Sherwood role, he's probably getting the ball every single possession, but he's got the luxury of having so many stars around him, Trey Trust, Stephen Burks, Glory Tate, where you don't need to go to him every possession. I think he's the guy who should be possessing the basketball whenever you need a bucket, so he's a guy where you should use him whenever you can attack him. But this Florida team does not have a lot of size. I expect to see a heavy dosage of Jamison Johnson tonight.
We'll see. We did see Adonis Knight, though, get by everybody and go for a dunk and score there for the Wildcats. Adonis Knight is one of the more electric players as well on this Kentucky team, off the bench, no less. Well, I feel like he could be starting on any other team in SimWorld Hoops. He's so talented, and there's Muto. Clean up the mess there on the Johnson miss, tying the game back up at 11.
Yeah, I gotta love what D'Angelo Muto did there on the second effort. that's exactly how Kentucky's going to win this game. They love to crash the boards. Mark Pope, I know he's the first-year coach, but he's keeping some of the ideals Kentucky held near and dear under John Calipari.
Yeah, you mentioned it, taking over for the legendary John Calipari, who is now with Arkansas in the SEC. Didn't go very far conference-wise. Still stayed in the conference, and him and DJ Wagner are now with Arkansas this season, and they're doing pretty well. We mentioned it out of the broadcast. They're tied with Kentucky. One of 3 teams tied with Kentucky for that second spot in the SEC right now. It's Kentucky, Auburn, and Arkansas all tied for that spot as Johnson scores in the post that time over Jackson Glenn.
You talk about that 3-way tie in the SEC, and Barkley, James, and Auburn have really given themselves a shot to win this conference. They've won 2 already this year against Alabama. I don't know if they can win a third, but Barkley James has become an Alabama killer. Every team's got a guy who they're scared to face, and for Alabama this year, it's been Barkley James, and I think that's one of the most interesting storylines to watch as we approach SEC Championship weekend, because Alabama swept Kentucky this year, yet Auburn swept Alabama.
Right, it's very wild to think about that when you talk about these teams and the matchup that could be coming down the road, as Muto scores in the post there after the assist from Adonis Knight. Great pass down the court to find Muto open like that. And now Todd Gordon and the Gators will take a timeout. 15-11, Kentucky out in front. We'll be right back after this break, folks.
What's good, everybody? This is your boy Dre Pope. I've always wanted to be a pro coach, and SimWorld Hoops is the only place where I've been able to live out my hoop dreams. SimWorld Sports, where you can see the game, be the game.
You know why I'm here. I'm B-Ron, and be sure to tune in to Quick Hits, the show where I give the players and coaches in SimWorld a chance to share their stories in their own words. B-Ron's Quick Hits, giving a voice to you.
What's up, everyone? This is Big Bob.
And this is Maestro.
And we are the co-hosts of Around the Table with Big Bob and the Maestro.
Around the Table is a SimWorld Sports podcast where Big Bob and I give our takes on various sports around the world.
Make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time to hear our takes.
And don't forget to join in the conversation with us on Discord at discord.gg/SimWorld Hoops.
And make sure to follow us on Twitter and YouTube, or I guess I should say X, and YouTube at SimWorld 4K. And as always,
see the game,
be the game.
Welcome back, everyone. 15-11, Kentucky out in front. And look, real quick, we get back to the game here. We're still trying to give away $50 in cash money, but we can't do it if we don't get to 50 live YouTube viewers specifically. And there's a big block from the guard spot there. That's Stephen Burks getting the block there. As now Kentucky looks to extend their 4-point lead to perhaps 6. Won't do it that time. Tate falling down after the jumper attempt. And Florida gonna score on this end of the floor. That one, Oakland Grable.
Florida staying very much in this one at home early. They definitely have some momentum. This is a Kentucky team that can attack them in so many other ways. And as I say, that fantastic play from Corey Tate right there. This is going to be a team that's going to be very, very difficult to put away.
Yeah, from what I've seen from Florida over the season, in the games that I've called and that kind of thing, they are very scrappy. When they can stay in a game, that's when they're dangerous. If you're Kentucky, I think you have to put them away kind of early, because if you let them hang around, it might end up badly for you. And there's a turnover as an honest Knight could not corral the pass. A little bit of butterfingers there, giving the ball back to the Gators. And there's a screen to the basket. Levi Rhodes can't score over Johnson. That's a tough cookie there, trying to get that one to go over Jameson Johnson, the much taller defender there over Levi Rhodes. Big height disparity there. Not an easy one. There's a miss.
Oh yeah, it's like when you or I are standing next to Shaquille O'Neal after an episode of Inside the SWBA. Makes you feel small sometimes, and Jameson Johnson makes so many people feel small.
Absolutely. Nothing small about that one. Floater alert. 2-point lead for the Wildcats here. 17-15. Just 10:25 left. And Gamble on the steal. Did not get it. That was Masena Warnick. Over the steal. Did not get it. And Jameson Johnson made him pay for it. Quickly turning around. Went right up with the layup for two.
Yeah.
Now Warnick on the screen. Corner. Shot no good. Knight on the rebound, bringing up the floor here. Go ahead, JK.
If you ask me, this is why Jameson Johnson has #1 pick potential in the SWBA draft. I love his skill set a lot more than Lamarian Sherwood's. Lamarian Sherwood, I don't know if he'll ever be a shooter at the next level. Jameson Johnson's shown potential of it. I love what he can do as a ball handler, and he uses his size so well and just has some of the best post moves in the nation.
Absolutely, JK. It is very, very fun to watch him go to work. It's also fun for us to give away EMs. We're trying to do some of that here tonight, but you gotta be here in attendance to win those EMs. And you know how we do it. We take the number of combined views across all of our platforms, and we add a 0 onto the end of it. So the more people that are watching across all of our platforms, the bigger the payout is gonna be to that person who wins those EMs. And the person who wins those EMs is in the YouTube chat in particular. So again, we want you here in the YouTube chat, but the more people that are across all our platforms watching, the bigger the payout that is to you, the lucky winner of those EMs. So look out for that as we go through the broadcast here tonight. It's not a guarantee it's gonna happen. Not a guarantee it's gonna happen, but you gotta hang around and be here just in case it does happen, so you can win those EMs, because if not, I might take it.
Yes, and remember, SimWorld, the only place you can see the game, be the game, and as my friend Coach Strayton says, you don't join the stream, you don't join the Discord, you don't subscribe, you're a sucker.
Ooh, don't want to be that. Don't want to be that. 21-15. Kentucky out in front here, setting the tone early in this one. JK, through the first 10 minutes of play here, anything stuck out to you in particular from either from both sides? You've done well, haven't done well, that kind of thing. And there's a foul here before you give me the response, JK. Trav Cunningham commits his first foul of the day, and we will see free throws for the Gators. They are going to be from Trey Willis. Go ahead, JK.
Like I said, Trey Willis getting inside, attacking the basket. That's what Florida does so well, managing to take high percentage looks, and that's why their field goal percentage is so high. They're not a team that's very predicated off the three-pointer. In the SEC, you're going to find a lot of those. And Florida likes to go inside. They like to get those high percentage looks and attack the basket. And it's paid off so far early in this one. But on the other side, I was talking about him before the EM giveaway. Jameson Johnson, some of the most refined post moves I've seen in quite some time. I think he's living up to those Tim Duncan comparisons. Mr. B-Ron.
Yeah, I do hear those comparisons a lot, and I have said it many times. I'm not one to do player comp myself, but I do like that comparison of Tim Duncan for Johnson for a lot of people. And there's 2 blocks from the Gators. Second one gets him the ball back in transition, but Kentucky takes it right back after the errant pass. Now up the floor. David Ruben Matthew on the errant pass. Now he sends that one back right into the hands of Trey Willis. Up the floor come the Gators. Matthew on the screen, up to Willis, who flies and throws it down with one hand.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Trey Willis, ladies and gentlemen. Flew on the other side of the court for the block right before then. It's a block party on the defensive end for Florida. The Gators are flying. Didn't know that they had wings.
I was thinking the same thing, JK. I didn't know the Gators could fly, but we're seeing that, and we're also seeing an alley-oop attempt here that did not go well for the Wildcats, and now the Gators here can tie up on the possession, and they don't. Off the front rim and out from Isham there. Up to Flo Jinsong Dang with it. Gives it the other guard here for the Wildcats. Back to Dang. Now Kentucky trying to get something here. Fancy finish. No, instead it's a block. As Kadarius Sylvia gets his shot sent back, and the Gators are going to not have possession. It will stay with the Wildcats.
Correct if I'm wrong, that's 3 in as many possessions.
Yeah, they have done a great job in the last 2 possessions, JK. Getting blocks here on the interior. But second chance here after the inbound. Shot clock down to 2. Got to get it off here quickly. They do get up in time. Miss. Almost dangerous there for the Wildcats to result in a turnover. It's a missed shot though instead. And now strong defense from Truss, and the rebound as well from him. Pass inside. Muto down low. Back up to Sylvia. Sylvia being double teamed. Pass inside to Dang in the post, and up and in.
Dang, formerly of SimWorld Asia Pacific, coming through for Kentucky to end a little bit of a scoring drought right there. Florida kind of having their way in the paint. And
they sure have. There's another one from Trey Willis, pumping his chest after that one, getting himself and the crowd fired up. The Rowdy Reptiles are certainly rowdy here tonight. I see the Gator Chomp going all through the arena here as they are going bananas for their team. But Kadarius Sylvia trying to quiet the crowd here a little bit. Does so slightly. That little jumper. 4-point lead here for the Wildcats still.
Florida still very much in this one. Tyshawn Isom has been so consistent for Florida all year. He's been the go-to scorer for Todd Golden all season.
Yeah, another one of those freshmen who joined the team, along with Trey Willis, after their last season in SimWorld Prep, and now the Gators will get the ball back after Sylvia stepped on that white line, but it's a blue line here. Dark blue line. I want to make it orange if I'm honest with you here. A little hard to see that personally, but hey, maybe that works to the home court advantage here for Florida. No, you know where that line is. Other team, they're not used to seeing that. They don't know where it is, and you saw it right there on display. Sylvia that got a bounce. Now Trey Willis with it on the perimeter, gives it to Isham. Isham, turnaround jumper. No good over Muto. Dang, grabbing the rebound. And bringing up the floor himself. Does the forward. Now slowing the pace down here are the Wildcats. 25-23. Wildcats out in front. Truss wide open. Deep 2. No good. Trey Willis grabbing the rebound over D'Angelo Muto. That's certainly a surprise. You don't see that very often. Now Truss with it. Or Willis rather with it. Willis with it now, back again, throwing it down with 2 hands, tying the game here for Florida. 25 apiece. Take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back.
You can see the game, be the game.
We were at the party last night. Did you see Tom and Jen? We're so cute together. We're even wearing matching sneakers. Sorry.
It's no problem.
看到没？真的，他好帅哦。气味很可爱哎。哎呀，你不要这样子啦！干嘛呢你？
那你让他看你内裤吧。
哼。也许啊。
真的吗？
Welcome back, everyone. 25 apiece to resume play here in Gainesville. And JK, we have seen the pace be really set by Florida in this one. Both teams playing at a good pace, but Florida is doing a good job of setting their own pace. And there's a 3-ball from Trey Truss, knocking that one down, giving the Wildcats a lead back. But I like the pace we've seen from Florida to start this one out through the first 15 minutes of play here.
Yeah, this Kentucky team is known for playing fast, and Florida's been making sure that they're able to control the tempo at their more moderately paced speed, and it's why we're seeing Florida very much in this one.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things to look at, too, is the fact that I've seen Kentucky, well, we I should say, have seen Kentucky look a little out of sorts in terms of possessions at times throughout the game, turning the ball over, playing a little faster than they might want to, and that's due to the pressure that Todd Golden implements to his team. We've seen it throughout the game so far already, paying dividends. I think that is a big reason right now why Florida is in this game, because the pressure that they're putting is working successfully on both sides of the floor, especially on the defensive end. We talk about turnovers.
Yeah, it's been a game for Trey Willis. He's kind of had an up and down freshman season. It's kind of been a recurring theme across all these freshmen all over the nation, barring Cooper Flagg and Justin Bell, obviously, but a big coming out party for Trey Willis in this first half for the Gators.
Yeah, big night from him so far, doing a little bit of everything to help his Gators. 12 points, 4 rebounds, a steal as well. 4 for 6 from the field is Trey Willis. As Wildcats bring the ball back up here. Muto trying to attack, does draw contact and a foul on Grable, his first of the day. So Muto here going to the line for the first time in this one. D'Angelo Muto, a sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia, listed here at 6'7", 220 pounds, but he is not the guy you want to see at the line if you're himself. So you don't want to be here. But he's shooting 24% on the year from the free throw line. Not where he wants to be, and that is, I'm sure, not where Mark Pope wants him to be as well. As you see him there, and she's staring daggers into Muto's skull right now. He missed the first free throw there, JK. You got to get these in a tight ball game like this.
Of course, and it makes it even more important being on the road where the opposing fans are going to have an impact there. They're going to cheer, they're going to jeer, they're going to holler at you, do anything to disrupt your rhythm. So making sure that you stay locked in a moment like that, that's important. And having a guy that you don't trust at the free throw line could be the difference between winning or losing a game like this.
Very well could. We saw Muto knock down 1 or 2 there. Willis trying to jump him, did not get it to go there, front rim and out. Now Truss bringing the ball up. Trey guarding Trey. Truss over Willis. Good.
Trey Truss. Since that timeout, he's got 5 points for Kentucky, and I called him the X factor for them to win this game. I think he's going to be their X factor in Hoopsteria. A lot of the talk of the freshman on the Wildcats goes to Adonis Knight because he's been great off the bench, but Trey Truss has been so strong that he was moved into the starting lineup midway through the year.
I think that was the right call. You see Trey Truss again knocking a jumper down. 35-27. Lead now up to 8 for the Wildcats here. And yeah, JK, you talk about that too, and I think that when we look back at that point of the year, things were just starting to get going for the Wildcats, and Trey Truss had come and started the season really on fire for Kentucky and made the case with his play to be inserted into the starting lineup, and that's really what it takes to stand out at a school like Kentucky. And oh no, we give him the credit, and now we gotta give him a bit of a headache here as he turns the ball over, stepping on that line there again. To see that dark blue line of the out of bounds on the sideline here coming to play for Florida once again. Kentucky turn the ball over once again. Now
it's a rookie mistake right
here.
there. Rookie mistake there, B-Ron. Freshman, just bad lapse of judgment. Well, Kentucky's really trying to hold on to this lead.
Absolutely trying to hold on to it here as much as you possibly can. 2:30 left in the first half of play. Deep three, no good. Rim around, but knocked down. Out, no points. Now Trust in the corner with it. Trying to bring it back to the center and does get it over to Sylvia. Sylvia, Jameson, gets to Johnson. Now back to Sylvia, deep. Two, no good. Florida back up with it. Warnick inside to Rizzo Davis right seal. Pass it further inside. That one gone. The foul on Trey Trust. No points there, but that's Kyran Bello heading to the line here for the Gators. Bello from Miami, Florida. Listed here at 6'1", 168, a sophomore on this Gators squad. And from the free throw line, a 52% free throw shooter on the season with 11 free throws made.
It's interesting to me, Ron. He shoots a better percentage from 3 than he does from the line. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but free throw percentages across SimWorld U have been insanely down this year compared to historically, compared to recent years. Feels like not that many guys are kind of shining at the line this year.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you look at it and you wonder what's really going on with that, because that is a skill that you really need to have, JK. To earn a little more time. You know, you need those. Oh my goodness, Jameson Johnson, ankle breaker from Jackson Glenn, and he makes him pay for it as well. Wouldn't want to highlight reel. That's going on the sizzle reel for Jackson Glenn for sure. I bet you can get a guy like Johnson to stumble looking like that, and as a result of an easy 2.
Jackson Glenn is known for being a defensive anchor for this Florida team, but shines on the offensive end there. Makes a future top 5 pick look silly right there.
Everybody has their moment. Glenn got his that time. Johnson got the rebound. A fresh 11 on the shot clock. First that can be. And out off the ball foul on Glory Kate. Boxing out Jackson Glenn. They were fighting for position. They were shoved there to the floor, and that's called the foul. Now Johnson heads to the bench for the final minute of the first half of play. If you're Florida, you gotta be pleased with where you are right now, JK. Heading into as you get closer to halftime.
Now, in Florida, they're on their home court. Wonder what the messages will be in the halftime locker room, because Florida's played a pretty good game, but it's been these unforced errors, and it's been a lot of Kentucky mistakes that they've been able to capitalize on to stay afloat in this one. But they haven't done anything exceptionally well. They haven't really been shooting it great. They had a couple threes early, but Kentucky's a much better three-point shooting team, and I think that's going to be their undoing here.
The bounce pass led Pate too far and led him out of bounds there. Another mistake from the Wildcats. Gators chance to tie potentially with the shot clock turned off. Final 20 seconds here of the first half. They looked like they were going to work kind of quick, but then decided not to. Now Rose at the point guard spot. Slowing the pace down here. Going to hold for the final shot. Let's see what they dial up here. Glenn with it. Ball fake to Rhodes. Gets by. Count it! Dinsong dang on the foul. And Jackson Glenn has a big opportunity here to tie the game heading into halftime. JK, love this spot for Jackson Glenn here. 3 seconds left and a chance to tie the game with the free throw. As you see him with his free throw routine, Glenn really quickly here. Unfortunately, he's shooting 6%. I'll give him 7 because he went 7%. I'll give him 7% from the free throw line this season, which that's not good.
Oh, but yeah. Understatement
big time here, chance to tie.
Might be understatement of the season, Ron.
But he does get the one that counts. Tying the game up here. And despite we'll get a heave here. No good. We'll head to halftime. All tied up at 35 apiece. Thanks to Jackson Glenn and the dunk and the N1 here. First half thoughts, JK.
What stands out to me is that this Florida team's more athletic. They're quicker on the defensive end. They're quicker on the offensive end. But Kentucky is going to shoot their way in and out of this game. It all really depends on how their shooters will fare throughout the second half. We saw a lot of Trey Truss early. We saw a lot of Glory Tate. But if they keep attacking Jamison Johnson, there are just so many ways that this Kentucky team can beat you that if Florida's not hitting some shots on the perimeter, Kentucky's star power might just take over.
Yeah, that's always a concern when you talk about Kentucky and playing against them. When their stars are going to get going, whether they get going early or they get going late. We'll see what happens though. Second half coming up, folks. Here in Gainesville. Be right back with it here on SimWorld TV.
See the game, be the game.
Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Hello, I'm Timothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gon' say now? We came along from last place. From the top of the fast pace, out of the surf I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back 8. I'm in the gym putting numbers up. You never there, you got bad traits. Never excuses or cover ups. Learn from the losses and bad breaks. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Who said I wasn't him? Who said it? All this talk about who's on top and who's not. Miss me with the gospel. Check the score, yeah. See me coming off the screen. Know I gave myself the green light. Catch a shoe from the 3. If I'm not the one, it doesn't seem right. I need like 2, 4, 5, 6 in them rings. I'm talking back to back to back like 23. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you got your Gatorade, your water, whatever you needed. It's time to throw those deuces, folks. Second half action. Get ready to begin here in Gainesville. We're all tied at 35 apiece. Florida looking to play spoiler to Kentucky, and there's a block on Jamerson Johnson from Rizzo Davis right foot to get things started for the Wildcats, and another, well, they retain possession here rather, but JK, a fun first half for both sides, I would say, in various respects. With the second half being here, what are you looking for from both teams make adjustment-wise in order to get it here with the W?
I'm looking at how Mark Pope and Kentucky are going to neutralize Trey Willis. 16 points and 4 boards in that first half. Trey Willis has the athleticism that's just been giving Kentucky guards a fit all evening. And if they don't find an answer to alleviate those concerns fast, it could spell some trouble here.
I'm looking for Kentucky to take care of the basketball in this second half. They had 6 turnovers in that first half, JK, and like I said earlier, that has a lot to do with the pressure that Todd Golden has his kids putting on Kentucky's offense. They've done a great job of getting in their face and making things uncomfortable for them, as you see Tyshawn Easton at the line for Florida here. But that's been a huge area that's been a big benefit to the Gators in the first half. And it's a big reason why they're only shooting 39% going into halftime, but the game's tied up. Kentucky shot 45% in the first half. Florida's only shot, like I said, 39%. You would expect Kentucky to have a wider margin looking at that alone. But that just goes to show those turnovers really made a difference for Florida in the first half as Eastholm hits both free throws there. Or one free throw there, my apologies for one. 36-37. Basic math. We can't do it this time.
Speak for yourself, man. I graduated from elementary school.
Well, look, trying to graduate to be a player in the SEC championship game is Kentucky, but they're not going to do it if Florida keeps playing like this. If Florida keeps hanging around and playing tough, gritty basketball like they've been doing, they might not make it there. Kentucky trying to go inside and score as Johnson can't do it there. Strong defense from Rizzo Davis right still. Up the floor, and a great interception from Mudo. Playing up the floor here, little jumper off the glass, and good. Banks open, and for Glory Tate.
When is the bank not open for Glory Tate? That guy's as automatic as they come. SWBA brass tells me they love what that kid can do with the basketball in his hands. The not ability to create his own shot, his ability to convert those shots too. It's something where I expect him to be drafted a little bit higher than most people are saying. I think he's more of a top 7, top 10 talent than just that lottery projection like you mentioned earlier.
Oh, hey, we will see where he ends up. Math will be in a few months, I imagine, once everything gets settled here with the college season. Of course, there's still plenty of things left to play for. SEC championship, Hoops Area championship, because Kentucky has their Hoops Area spot locked up for sure. But it's going to be, are they playing in the SEC championship game or not? We'll find out. With this game, I'd imagine the rest of the game over the next couple of days, see how things shape out. But if you're Kentucky, you got to win this one first. Kind of control your own destiny here.
Yeah, but that loss to Auburn certainly doesn't help you. Means that if Auburn pulls off a victory this week, Auburn could have a third rematch with Alabama, which I think that's what the people at home want to see. Just if
I personally would like to see it. But what Florida doesn't want to see, things like that. The shot clock violation, turn the ball over, giving it back to the Wildcats as you see Johnson going to the bench. Jin Song Dang checking in for the junior.
We don't have a dog in this fight though, Viron. We're here to stay down the middle.
Oh no, of course. We have our opinions, right? We can still have our opinions, of course. Now throwing up the lob. Glory Tate to D'Angelo Muto. The connection there and extending the Wildcat lead a little bit. I think Glory Tate's passing and court vision goes underlooked at times. And on plays like that, you see why, but look at the response from Tyshawn Isham there.
Tyshawn Isham is a guy that's looking like he's got some potential to make some noise at the next level. I don't know if he'll be a top 10, top 15 pick in next year's draft, but could very well help the team off the bench. I like what he can do with that athleticism and with that frame.
Hey, Isham, you mentioned it. Yeah, I think that he could be a guy in a few years that could be a valuable piece off the bench somewhere. And you see from there, attacking the interior, doing what he does best, giving Florida the lead back. It's been a back and forth affair all game long. The biggest lead, if memory serves, was 8 for Kentucky earlier in this one. Tate trying to score, can't do it there. Good, strong defense. I'm glad to know that, JK, because remember just hey, Tyshawn Isham not struggling with scoring at all. 44-41 3-point lead here for the Gators. Thanks to Isham these last few possessions. He's been big for the Gators. And now a breakdown defensively leads to an easy slam, wide open paint for Glory Tate to throw it down with one hand. And now Todd Golden and the Gators will take a timeout. We're going to step aside for our first break of the half as well. I'm right back, folks. Be right here waiting for you. See the game, be the game.
Do you have the mind of a coach? Are you willing to fight for your players? Can you handle it when things get heated? Can you manage your star player's ego? Can you handle the stress? Can you become a legend? The only place in the world where you can coach live in a virtual world. SimWorld Sports.
Welcome back to Gainesville, everyone. The Florida faithful are happy seeing their guys up by 1 early here in the second half of play, looking to close this one out. And in due time, of course. I want to thank everyone across all our platforms watching us here tonight so far. Remember, it's just game 1, a doubleheader. Post-up coming up after this one. A wide open jumper, no good there. But yeah, we're going to have one more game here on the night. Michigan State is the final game of the broadcast here on SimWorld TV. The post-up, again, following this game here. So stay tuned in between game 1 and game 2 for that. And get Siege's thoughts on all things going on around SimWorld U tonight as we prepare for the home stretch here of the regular season over the next couple of days here. A lot of things will be decided as far as who's going to be playing in the rest of the conference championship games as we end this week here.
Oh, plenty to watch for this week, ladies and gentlemen. There's no place better to do it than SimWorld TV and all of our socials. Be sure to follow those, ladies and gentlemen. And we appreciate you all who are watching right now.
Absolutely. Continue to invite people to the stream. Check it out. Share it around with everybody because that helps us grow and continue to make this a bigger, better experience for all of you going forward into the future. Because we plan on being around for a long time. We can only do that, though, with the help of wonderful people like yourselves tuning in and getting those involved who are not currently involved right now. As Rhodes hits the first free throw there. 45-43, Florida out in front.
Quick public service announcement, B-Ron. Despite the fact that Michigan and Michigan State are being played, are taking the court in the game after this. I have no dog in that fight, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't believe you for 1 second, JK. I know you're a Sparty guy. I know it.
Yes.
We know everyone. We know everyone.
Hey, where I went to school doesn't matter. We just gotta cover SimWorld U in an objective fashion, and both those teams I expect to be making some waves in Hoops area. I actually like this Michigan team a lot, as I mentioned on last week's episode of the J-Rock Show. Hope you all tuned into that.
I'm sure those Michigan State fans are like, oh, he just said that? I don't know about this guy. I
might have just got myself lynched in East Lansing.
Hey, maybe. Who knows? Oh, I'm kidding. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Any of that. None of that. But you know what? Look, Kentucky needs to do more of that. Grab rebounds and get more of those kind of games going. Get more to the line, more active. As Grable picks up his second foul of the day. Jin Song Gang going to the line. Gators up by 3. Dang looking to cut it just to 1 potentially with the 2 free throws here. Dang on the season. A 64% shooter, 65 when I give him the extra push here. He does miss the first one, unfortunately. Dang is a freshman from Beijing, China. Listed here at 6'9", 215 pounds. You mentioned it earlier, JK. Did play his high school basketball with SimWorld Asia Pacific in SimWorld Prep. And misses both free throws. Not what you want to see if you're the Wildcats in a game where you're now trailing by 3. As Levi Rose looks to try over Dang and gets blocked. Dang just got the hand up. That's all he had to do. There's no way Rose is getting out, but a steal on the pass intended for Glory Tate. Kentucky
right with what you mentioned, B-Ron.
Basketball. Yeah.
You said that if Kentucky's got to cut back on the turnovers if they want to win this one, and right now they're not really putting themselves in a position to kind of pull away with this one because Florida's taking advantage of all their mistakes. That's what the Gators do. They put on the pressure, and Kentucky's folding because of it.
Yeah, you gotta be able, if you're Kentucky, you gotta be able to withstand the pressure. Yes, this is a high pressure game, but if you get to the SEC title game, it only ramps up from there, and even further, go in Hoops area. You are one of the favorites to win the whole thing. You've gotta be able to handle moments like this, and right now, Kentucky, they're down 3 and they're still in this game, but it's looking like it could start to snowball if things don't continue to get looking for it.
Yeah, they're winning the rebound battle though. There's reason for optimism for Kentucky. They're out rebounding Florida, and they're not shooting, and they're shooting better than them. So I think that's going to serve them pretty well. That is if they go to Jameson Johnson more, because there's people that think they should go to him every possession, like you mentioned earlier tonight. They don't go to him enough, though, because they have so many options and should be taking at least 10 shots a game.
There's a lot of people who think that, and there's a big block from the star junior. They did call a foul on it, so no block credit. The foul credit, though, does go to Johnson. We'll see Jackson Glenn go back to the free throw line here, and if you're going to foul anybody, like I said earlier, foul this guy. Not a good free throw shooter at all. As you get a good look at Jameson Johnson there. Looking pretty stoic out there on the floor. Not one to show a lot of emotion, and I think that's also where the Tim Duncan comparisons come in too, JK. Because Duncan was also a guy to not really give you a whole lot on the floor, facial expressions, a lot of that kind of. He wasn't giving you a lot of that. Big moments, sure, but even then,
like it makes sense because Tim Duncan was always a guy that was stone-faced and focused on the winning and didn't really like to be in the limelight and the center of attention. And compared to a guy like Lamarian Sherwood or Jalen Snow, Jameson Johnson really doesn't either.
He doesn't. But here's the thing, JK. When we came in here earlier today to get a little ahead of things, And as people were starting to come into the arena, I did see some Kentucky fans in here, and they had pretty good seats. So he went over and chatted with a few of them before the game started and earlier in the shoot around. So he likes the people. He's a big fan of the people. But yeah, not one for the big spotlight. Wants to keep it more so focused on the team and the bigger picture, if that makes sense.
It's rare to find in stars nowadays. We see how hubris can really be your undoing in professional sports. It's something that professional teams love to kind of take note of. We think about how that affected Shedeur Sanders just this past weekend in the SWFL.
Well, I have thoughts on that, but that is one of those things where, again, not the time nor place. Definitely, I agree with thoughts on that. But I will say there's more to it than that, in my personal opinion. As Messina Warnick has the ball in the post here, Johnston playing defense does get him to miss. Good defense from Elton Allen as well from Jameson Johnson on Messina Warnick. As Kadarius Sylvia has been guarded by Warnick. We get the mismatch. Johnson double team foul on Willis. His first of the day. As Kentucky's going to look to extend that lead out to 4 here. The 2 free throws coming up from Jameson Johnson. And I can't talk about him a whole lot in terms of his background and stuff today, but coming into the game, shooting 76% from the line. He is from Toms River, New Jersey. So listed here at 7'1", 230 pounds. It's very tough, JK. We talk about these college kids to have a guy 7'1" on a team. That is a huge advantage when most guys are tapping out here around 6'10", 6'11".
Oh, yeah.
You're rarely seeing a lot of 7-foot-plus kids in high school. But Jameson Johnson's in rare air as Todd Golden will turn another time out here. They've got, I think, 3 left here. Looking at my stat sheet, 3 left here. Now with that one, we're going to take another break here, folks. About halfway down this one. Come on back for the rest of the second half. So Kentucky up.
It's time to see the game, be the game.
فايز اعمل لك معايا سندوتش جبنه.
Just you know why you and
باندا ما يتقلهاش لا.
Welcome back, everyone. 50-46, Kentucky out in front. And JK, I want to take a minute and shout out to the people watching us here tonight. By the way, guys, before JK, before you do that real quick, leave your shout outs in the chat as well, and we'll read them on the air as well. Now, JK, I just see you, my friend. Off to the beach. Cut them out.
Shout out Biff Markham. Shout out Jay Midoriya, who said, "Me more." Not really sure why you're saying that, man. Shout out Braden Berry. Shout out Dre Pope. Shout out Mr. Lank. Shout out Jordan Scott. Shout out all of you watching on all of our platforms. We appreciate you very much. Not seeing a lot of shout outs in the chat themselves, but and shout out to Var Skyler. Just don't.
Var Skyler, I see you too. We had talked a little bit earlier today. Thank you for looking forward to talking with you further, young man, as you begin your journey with SimWorld Prep. As Kentucky now holds a 2-point lead. That's from Levi Rhodes there. Sylvia. And over to Knight. Knight driving inside. Off the glass and in for 2.
Honest Knight, former Bay Area breaker. That's another guy who was coached by Dre Pope. Going to be coaching college soon. That has been a success story at the next level.
Sure has, and so has Trey Willis. this season and in this game in particular as well, doing his best to keep his guys in the game as a freshman in a big time role in a game like this, JK. It is always impressive to see the younger guys step up, and we're seeing Trey Willis do that tonight once again here really for Florida.
It's all something that's big in Hoops-area even is how that youth can kind of help you, and we're seeing Trey Willis with a breakout performance for Florida tonight.
Yeah, fighting through the contact, would not be denied. Getting to the basket, and now Mark Pope needs to talk things over with his guy. 52 apiece. And as a reminder, guys, the post-up coming up after this game, but after the post-up, game 2 of our doubleheader tonight, Michigan and Michigan State, Wolverines versus Sparty in the Big Ten as that conference continues to find out where it will end up as far as the conference standings go right now, and that is certainly one conference that is interesting. Michigan State right now ahead of the Wolverines in terms of their conference standing. Michigan is ahead of them right now, 7-6. Michigan State 6-6 in the conference. So Michigan State a chance to get to their record and knock Wolverines down to 7-7 in the conference.
Yeah, and Tom Izzo of Michigan State are harping on this one in front of a loud crowd at the Breslin Center. Some Wolverine fans might travel, but this is a rivalry game that Michigan State takes quite seriously. I know from personal experience.
Does anybody want to beat? You want to beat Michigan? They want to beat Angelo Muto tonight. Having a pretty good night in this one. 7 points so far in the game, but he's really done a lot of his work tonight, doing the little things, grabbing rebounds, getting assists as well in this one for Kentucky. He has been a great help for guys like Trey Truss and James Johnson. Glory Tate. The Stars haven't played too well, but they've had some help, and Johnson's second effort there, no good on that one either.
But you mentioned that the Stars have had help, and that's the difference in Hoops-area is the youth and how those and which supporting guys like to play hero ball.
Yeah, Trey Truss fouling Trey Willis. Willis has a chance to make it a 3-point play here for Gators, and Willis continuing to put on a show here tonight for Florida. That's now 22 points for Trey Willis here in this one. 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal so far in this one. He does miss the free throw. Still a fantastic night, but down the floor comes Angelo Muto on the assist from Johnson on the rebound. That's how you respond quickly off the free throw miss from Florida.
It certainly is, B-Ron, and I've loved what I've seen from Kentucky on the offensive glass tonight. It's been their saving grace, and tonight where not a lot has went their way.
Oh! My goodness. Man down. 2 points, and another lead change in this one as Kentucky countered back emphatically with that one. That's one of those momentum plays. You need the bench gets fired up. Everybody a little more fired up after that one.
Golf for flight 25, Adonis Knight taking off right there.
Phenomenal, and that's one of the things that we'll like about his game, his athleticism, JK. But he's home in the post, trying to get, oh no! Got a little too deep in the post, and that one went and bounced around on the bottom of the rim there. Not where you want it to go, and it's kind of a point. That don't count though for a missing the stat sheet. Johnson hook shot, good. Now he's looking comfortable in the post.
Yeah, Jamison Johnson, we said he should be getting around 10 shots a game. That might not even be doing him justice. He can kind of be getting around 12, 14. He is the top scoring option on this team, it just means you don't got to give him the 20 shots or 25 that Lamarian Sherwood might be getting.
If I get a 15, I'd say 15 is a nice number for Johnson, especially on mismatches like this. Levi Rose back out though to Burke as they set things up again. 10 on the shot clock. 5 seconds here. Mismatch. Rose on Johnson. He's gonna fire up a 3 here, and that's no good. But they do get the rebound, and more time on the shot clock. 13 seconds on the reset, but now down to 5 here. Not looking good here offensively. No flow in the possession. Knight from deep. Good! Adonis Knight knocks it down.
The shot clock expiring. Just fires that one and hits it. Just lets up a prayer there, and a prayer is answered.
That's what we call the biz shot clock cheese, JK. 61-54. Kentucky out in front here, starting to look like they've woken up in the latter half of the second half here. Now East home, a little jumper. Good. Good response.
And something to note in this game is that Kentucky, we've seen a little bit more Jameson Johnson in the second half, but it's been Trey Trust all night, and we saw that 27-point explosion. I just don't think people remember how good Trey Trust is when it comes to just creating offense for this team. Trey Willis, one-handed flush. Man, it's taking flight.
Trey Willis, you kidding me, young man? My goodness. That is an energy play I've ever seen one. Crowd's getting rowdy just like those reptiles in the student section over there. They're getting rowdy, living up to their name, that is for sure. As they are continuing the fight here in this one, hanging in with the number 7 team in the nation, and that makes it more interesting on that basket right there. A 3-point lead for the Wildcats here.
I'll be honest, B-Ron, I forgot that Gators were reptiles until you just said it.
I don't know how. That's alright. That's alright, JK. Tyshawn Eastham bringing the ball up. Back out to Willis. Willis trying to get a screen. Instead, gives it to Eastham on the interior. Goes up and scores. 1-point lead for the Wildcats. Here we go. 4:35 left in the game. And you see the pressure from the Gators at half court. Mark Pope burnt another time out here. 1-point lead for the Wildcats. This place is going crazy. We're going to take a little bit of a break, folks. Be right back.
And it's time to see the game be the game.
Welcome back, everyone, to 63-62. Kentucky out in front. Florida on a little bit of a run here. These last few possessions, they fought their way back like they've done all game long, pretty much. And we talked about it earlier, JK. This game is important to Kentucky. The one after the SEC game after this one is also important as well. It's Jackson Glenn is going to hit a block now. That's the Wildcat ball, but Auburn, and Arkansas. Out of this one, that is another huge game in the SEC tonight.
I'm surprised that one wasn't flexed into the national television spotlight, but I understand why they kept Michigan State. We love rivalry games here with SimWorld TV, and I don't think it gets as intense of a rivalry environment than Michigan State.
Makes sense. It's a big game now. Johnson jumper, no good. Could not find his way to back himself down into a better position in the paint instead had to settle for the jumper. Now Rhodes with it here over to Glenn. Glenn to Willis, back to Rhodes. Quick ball movement here on the Gators. Now they slow the pace down here. 10 on the shot clock. They try to find something here. Good defense from Kentucky on the possession. Glenn has to fire one up from way downtown and almost got it to go, but instead to miss. Muto on the glass here, grabbed another rebound. Now Johnson on the inside, can't get that one. Second chance, does get that one to go, making it a 3-point Wildcat lead with that basket. Here the Florida Gator faithful chancing defense on the left, and it didn't work out for that time, but they're still giving it all they got to will their Gators to a victory here in this pivotal SEC matchup. Time to play spoiler for the Wildcats, and that's only going to help the Wildcats. You're forcing a turnover when you need to the most. Good job playing the baseline there on the defense.
And we said that would be a factor that was advantageous for Kentucky, and not right now.
Well, Glenn, defense specialist, does get the steal, but can't get the score on the other end. And now Muto with it here on the outside. Going to find somebody to get the ball. It's going to be a guard, perhaps. Does get it out to Burks with it. Burks now. Green from Johnson. Johnson no space to roll afterwards, though. Shot clock down to 5. Mismatch in the post. Got to get it to Johnson, who has Trey Willis on him. Instead, Burks fires a 3 and it falls anyway! Stephen Burks from deep, knocking it down.
Talk about the clutch gene for Stephen Burks in a tense road environment. Just maintains his composure and helps the Wildcats in a crucial moment in this game.
And a big turnover for the Wildcats, and they get it now to Tate. Tate can't get that one to go from the corner. Usually good from the corner there, but not that time. Really was right still has ball on the perimeter looking for Trey Willis. Willis eventually does get away from the court here. And now they double him. Pass over to Rhodes. Guarded by Truss. Staying with Rhodes here. Moving laterally, displaying great lateral movement here. Willis being guarded by Tate. Tate fires, it's good from 3!
About that, the defender draped all over him like peanut butter on jelly, still makes the shot. We still got a ball game, folks.
We sure do, my friend. Now Johnson getting doubled over to Burks quickly. Burks getting doubled. They're doubling it with the ball here. Now over to Tate. Tate using the screen from Johnson. They double from him, and now pass picked off by Levi Rhodes. 3-point lead here for the Wildcats Gators. Looking to tie or cut it to 1 with this possession here. Eastholm in the post. Eastholm over Trust. Can't get it. Good defense from the smaller Trey Trust. And now Tate to the basket, but he gets his shot blocked by the defensive specialist Jackson Glenn on the side. Pass back around here. Willis with it. 20 seconds left. They're doubling him, and Todd Golden now frantically running up to get a timeout. He does, in fact, get it. 21 seconds left in the half of this one here. Losing this one coming up, folks. Stay tuned. Right back with it.
Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang!
Now there's a steal by Murr. Underneath the DJ.
What's this gonna be? Lead pass. Stop it! Stop it! You did not do him like that! Now Rosen ran to the three-pointer out front. Hit him! Yes, he did! Iguodala up the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Trying not to use it. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human rights. Down Kobe. Oh! Up high. Down hard. Is this the time? Game. Series. Toronto is won.
Welcome back, everyone. 21 and a half seconds left here in this one. A 58-55 Kentucky lead. Hey, we've seen the press ramp up from both sides. I think it's Kentucky now benefiting from the pressure that they've put on Florida.
Oh, yeah. It's in the first half, that's what we saw. That's what Florida was taking advantage of, was being able to put that pressure on Kentucky. But it's been Mark Pope who's better adjusted in the second half and has been severely out-coaching Todd Golden on his home floor tonight. But with the shot clock still on here, I think Florida can still go for two and try to play the foul game. I think that's probably more optimal strategy.
And you saw Florida very quickly using another timeout there. Their second timeout in a row. I guess get out the way now, I guess. Yeah, we're going to talk about things else, and that is good for us, I guess. So, look, when you talk about a game as close as this big, okay, do you consider, if you're Florida, fouling at the stage of the game on defense, though? Or are you still in a spot where you're running your conventional offense?
Quote the great John Rothstein right now. I have 3 rules, and the third of those rules is always foul up 3 late. I think they should definitely foul. Don't give them a chance to hit a 3 and send this one to overtime.
We'll see how that goes. I think that's a smart thing to do. Now you have no timeouts, though. I think that is the more concerning thing, in my opinion. If you're Florida, if you have no timeouts, you can't advance the ball. It takes you more time to the ball up the court. Looking at doing it here on the inbound, so inbound from half court here. He's home with it. Good defense from Glory Tate. Can't stop him forever, though. It's home. Does cut it to 1 with that basket right there. Now you foul Trey Truss. Does Trey Willis. Truss going to the line here. 85% free throw shooting. Not going to the line just yet. And one more. And Rhodes is going to foul Burks. Foul Burks here. Burks heading to the line. Burks, 73% free throw shooter. So, okay, maybe this is the guy you want at the line. A little bit more so than Trey Truss. But now, this is the problem, JK. 9.6 seconds left. If Burks misses these free throws here, they get the ball to the floor quickly. Burks does hit the first one with that unique free throw shooting form. Works the Burks. Gotta get the second one here though for Burks. Does get them both, and you gotta go full to the court here for Florida. Gotta go fast. 67-70. Kentucky looking to hang on and advance. Willis jumper, no good. And that's gonna end this one. Kentucky completes the comeback and survives. 70-67. The team hangs on. Kentucky moves to 23-6 on the year, 10-4 in the SEC. Florida falls to 7-7 in the SEC. For JK, I'm being wrong. We'll see you in the post-up coming up in Game 2. Michigan State. Stay tuned for both those things, folks. Be right back with those two things coming up here on SimWorld TV.
Welcome back to your grandma's favorite show. We got a nice Monday edition, and you know what Garfield says about Mondays? We love them. We love Mondays. I think that's what he says. And he hates lasagna. But what a game we got there. I'll be honest, was rooting for the Gators in that one. Would have made for a little more interesting rest of the night. But we've got our SEC championship game set now. Kentucky will take on Alabama, regardless of the outcomes of any of the rest of the games of the night. Should be a good one. I mean, this game was interesting. Jamison Johnson, if he was your number one overall pick, I'm sorry, Rick Blaze. I know he's your number one overall pick. 5 for 18. Sherwood would never. I'm just saying. But they pulled out the win, so you can't be too mad about it. Trey Willis and Tyshawn Ism, the freshman stud duo for Florida, combining for 46 points and a really efficient night for both of them. Really great effort by Florida. If they had won this game, we'd be watching that Auburn-Arkansas game, and one of them would be facing Alabama in the SEC championship. But we get what we knew we were going to get all along. Kentucky, Alabama, SEC championship. Kentucky saves himself from a deep slide in the seeding for Hoopsteria. But let's talk about Hoopsteria. I'm going to do another little interactive bit with you guys. And you know how it goes. Yeah, that's right, Rip. Sherwood would never. I know he's older, but he would never. Anyways, let's be another little interactive bit. We're going to do trust or fade. You're going to give me a team that will likely be in Hoopsteria, and I'll tell you if I trust them in Hoopsteria or if I'm going to fade them off the rip. So I'll wait for some viewers to get themselves going in here. Well, see what we got. You got any good teams? Got any good team for me? Who's there? Come on. Trust or fade. You guys awake? You sleeping? Probably loading back up on snacks for the second game. Totally understand that. Also, breaking news. Thought maybe that would wake you guys up. No? Okay. Well, in a whole different one of the NIAI divisions, Shaquille O'Neal has agreed to sign on to be the men's basketball GM at Sacramento State. Now, it's not a SimWorld U school, but that's pretty cool. Good for Sacramento State. I don't know how they got him to do that, but that's awesome. Congrats to Shaq. Kansas. Thank you to Var Skyler. He's awake. You'll be rewarded heavily with my info. You will be rewarded for your participation. I appreciate that. Kansas, 500 M's for being the first one. Good job, DeVar Skyler. It pays to be tuned into your grandma's favorite show, and it also gives you something to talk about later. But Kansas, I'm going to fade them. I don't trust them. I know they've been on a little bit of a hot streak in the second half of the season. They've got their rank up. They're one of the top teams. That's awesome. I don't really trust them. I saw how they played in the first half of the season, and to be honest, I mentioned this on a previous post up, but I'm not sure that I trust the solidity of them going all the way. Now, with a team like them, do I trust them to probably win a couple games? Of course. They're going to be a higher seed. They should win a couple games. I don't really trust them as true contenders, to be honest. So a little bit of trust, a little bit of fade, probably fade second or third round. But thank you, DeVar, for the input. I appreciate it. If anyone else is awake out there, that'd be great. If not, I'm just going to have to hit the producer for random teams and have him do it. And no one else getting paid. It's good. What was that? In the year, I got Texas. Well, I'm gonna fade Texas as well. I know they've been way more consistent than a team like Kansas. They got a lot of talent on the squad, and you know what? I can't really give you any analytical reason for why I don't necessarily trust this Texas team, but I just don't. They don't give me like a warm, comfy feeling, and all the stats and all of their performances and even the eye test tell you should trust Texas. They very well they could very likely be a 1 seed. But I feel like they could be the 1 seed that like gets knocked out in the second round. I don't know why, but you heard it here first. I don't trust them. Maryland, fade. I'm fading everybody. Maryland, fade. But I do trust CKC. So there's an element of trust in there. As much as I'm not one of the CKC Glazers, I'll speak the truth about CKC. And that's that he is an absolutely immaculate scorer of the basketball. I don't think he's the best player in SimWorld U, and I don't think he's the best prospect by a long shot. But I do trust him. I trust him when it comes to Hoopsteria. So it's a good one, B-Rod. I'm going to say, as a team, I'm going to fade Maryland, but I do trust CKC, so take that one as you will. What do we got? I know there's so many more teams that are going to be in Hoopsteria, and there's like 20 of you. Say that again, producer, what do we got? Iowa. Yes, I do trust Iowa. Oh, Jordan, you're listening? That's great. Why don't you give me a team? Trust or fade? That's awesome. Appreciate it. But Iowa, we got the producers asking another one. We got Iowa. I have to trust Iowa because of what I've already said about Sherwood over and over again. I kind of have to stand my ground and trust Iowa. I do trust Iowa. Mainly because of that man Sherwood, but Stacey Van Arsdale's a stud, and that team plays really good team basketball. I trust them to make a run. Bama, I trust Bama. They've been through. I think they've been through more adversity than a lot of those top teams we've seen have. We saw DJ Childs was out for a little while. They lost their best shooter out of nowhere this season in Aiden Weaver. He was just gone. Now I made my statement that it wasn't the end of the world for them, and it wasn't. But they've been through adversity. They're a deep team. They play team ball. I trust Bama. Duke, yeah, I trust Duke. I trust Duke. Yeah. And you both get 500 more for interacting. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, last two, just because you guys did check in, so I'm gonna hit them real quick. Even though I'm being rushed off. Minnesota and Villanova. I don't trust Minnesota. I want to trust Donald Ifedi, but I don't. And Villanova, I'm on the fence, but I'm gonna go fade. Actually, I'm gonna go fade on Villanova. There's a lot of relying on really young guys on that team. Rick, you don't trust anyone who trusts Iowa. That's fine. Your guy went 5 for 18 tonight. He did go for a win though, so I'm gonna stop. He did go for a win. You don't gotta tell me. But I mean, Sherwood is the most dominant guy in SimWorld U. Anyways, we'll move on. We'll move on to the next topic. Been here in a while. Let's talk coach shopping. And yeah, there's a lot of teams who will likely be coach shopping. There's the bottom feeders, the Syracuses, who I hear got a coach in Coach Drayton, but they might still be looking. If I was them, I would be. You got the Wake Forests, the Harvards, the Richmonds, teams that are sub 10 wins. Obviously, be looking. But I want to highlight some of the, let's say, bigger programs who I think should be looking for a new coach. That are maybe a little higher touted in terms of the job desire. So some bigger programs with resources. Number one's Virginia. They've currently got an interim head coach in Dmitry Kostov. And you know what? For the interim coach, the season was okay, but certainly not enough for me to sign Dmitry Kostov to a long-term contract with this team. Johnny Baldwin's going to be gone, but you still got freshman Cole Webb, who showed many, many times this year he's going to be able to be that number one guy for this team. You got Zaire Matthews, wonderful defender coming back next year. You got a roster. Another reason I'm not looking to re-sign a guy like Dimitri and I'm looking for new coaches, no real notable recruits coming in as of right now. And that's a big no-no. If you got a season like this, you got to at least have something coming down the pipeline. Another one for me, Rutgers. Now, Rutgers was 14-12. And that's not a bad record. They're over 500. That's awesome. Here's my issue with this team of Rutgers. I know they built this team with kind of defense in mind around Dylan Harper. I know they brought in some really good defensive freshmen, and Orland Mock and Jermaine Owens, and they said, we're going to be a defensive team. But here's my issue. They did that. Opponents' points per game, they're keeping opponents to the best in the country, 48.8. That's awesome. They are second to last in points per game. This team was the talent's there, and so this might be one that I could be wrong on. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Rutgers shopping for a new coach this offseason. I think they should have been better than 14 and 12. You talk about having a guy like Dylan Harper, who was supposed to be really a top 5 guy in the country. I mean, he's a stud. Dylan Harper is a stud. He is an SWBA ready prospect, and he'll be back next year. They can't have another hovering around 500 season. It can't happen. If I'm the AD over there at Rutgers, I am considering. I'm at least shopping. I'm maybe not firing Coach Picciello before I shop, but I'm gonna be doing some window shopping and seeing who's maybe out there. Could be rough, could be we'll see. But I'd be shopping. Penn State. This Penn State team, 11 and 17. I know they had some good wins, and at times they looked like they'd be a good team, but 11 and 17. This is a big time program with a lot of funding. Penn State is a big time program, a lot of funding in here. They've got 2 freshmen who have impressed this year, Nick Beal and Amari Fua. I think you got to capitalize on those guys. They've got quite a few seniors going away, and my issue is they don't got a huge recruiting class coming in as of right now, which to me tells me Coach Mike Rhodes is not just struggling this year, but he's not looking forward to the future enough. And for that reason, if I'm Penn State, I'm absolutely shopping for a new coach this offseason at 11 and 17 on the season. And my last one, we're going to talk a big time funding, big time football program, a lot of money coming into this school, terrible basketball program despite some really great talent on the team. And that's Georgia. 8 and 25 on the year. This is an SEC school with Coach Mike White, who has had a lot of success in the past. But a lot of times coaches will get a couple extra years based on what they've done in the past, and I'm all for that. But this was bad. You bring in a guy like Royce Anderson, who Royce had a pretty good year, but the team was just, it's not that they're lacking in talent. They've got good talent. They've got a great big coming in, which is an area they need to improve in. And Orion Toomey coming from the state of Georgia, one of the top recruits in Georgia, 57th in the country in Orion Toomey, 6'11", 233 gay guy. But if I'm Georgia, 8 and 25 is absolutely unacceptable with a guy like Royce Anderson and a guy who's a projected second-round pick in Darian Kingy-Cross coming in. If I'm Georgia, I'm not 100% sold that Darian Kingy-Cross is for sure going to go to the draft. Now, he probably still will, but maybe we bring back, maybe we bring in a new coach who's going to, light the team up a little bit. We pitch him that we got Royce Anderson for him to play next to still. We got Orion Toomey coming in, probably a couple more recruits to follow. And maybe we can make a run at the SEC this year. Maybe we pitch Darian Kingy-Cross on it, right? Who knows if it'll work, but either way, 8 and 25 in bottom half of the league in just about every stat possible, other than, opponents' points per game, which didn't net them wins, so it doesn't matter. This is a team that's shopping for a new coach. So those are my bigger programs that I think you're going to see shopping around this offseason. Like I said, a lot of smaller programs that are always shopping for a coach until they have a good season. In my opinion, they should be anyways. So that's what we got. If you're a coach looking to send out your coaching mixtape, shoot them to those schools, see if you can impress them. I know that's not how it works, but maybe it should be. Let's talk awards. Awards. It's all anyone cares about. We're all going for individual awards. Who cares if you win Hoopsteria? Did you get a little trophy to put on your shelf? That's the real question. So let's start with Player of the Year, what we all want to talk about. I'm sure you can all guess. And yes, I don't care that he was injured for like a 6-game stretch. Give me Lamarian Sherwood. He has been by far and away, eye test, stat-wise, narrative-wise, whatever you want to say, the most dominant player in college basketball, in SimWorld U this year, and in all of college basketball, any division, any NAIA, whatever the hell you want to call it, he has been the most dominant basketball player in SimWorld U by a mile, in my opinion. And he is Player of the Year. He's the Player of the Year. Now, I know there's argument for Cooper Flagg. I think he could win. I think the nod goes away from him because he's a freshman. He wins he wins National Freshman of the Year for sure. Likely wins ACC Player of the Year. Maybe. I think he got some competition there with Travian Novick. But National Player of the Year is Lamarian Sherwood. Let's not get it twisted. National Coach of the Year. Let's talk National Coach of the Year. This one's interesting to me because there's a lot of guys that have taken a team, been really good. You want to talk about, the top teams, whatever. To me, this is another. To be honest, I said there's a lot of guys that can get it, but to me, it's truly a no-brainer. I believe I've filled you all in on who I believe it's going to be before, and I still believe it. But it's Coach Mike Young for Virginia Tech for sure. Nobody. Now, even if you told me you weren't down on Virginia Tech before the year, if I told you they were going to be 25-4, you would have laughed, right? Right. I mean, Virginia Tech, they haven't been good in a very long time. Virginia Tech is not a notable basketball program in recent history, but 25-4, and you got Travion Novick looking like a lottery pick. People didn't really know the guy's name before this year. I mean, not on that level. He's shooting 70% from the field. 70% from the field on the year. That's insane on 19 points per game. Now, I know it's a coaching award, but again, they're 25-4, and they're number one in the ACC, which, again, nobody would have picked them to win the ACC. In fact, I can tell you right now, they were plus 8,000 odds to win the ACC coming into the season. That's insane. Give it to Mike Young in one of the toughest conferences in the nation. Let's talk Defensive Player of the Year. Couple ways this can go. Unfortunately, we all know how it goes with single awards. Single awards are going to go to guys on the biggest teams. We know this, right? Almost always. Now, maybe some of the conference ones will give a nod to the smaller guys. I think I have trouble choosing this one because I want to give it to Keith Singleton. Now, this is traditionally going to be a big man award, as we all know. More often than not, Keith Singleton has been locked down all year, leading the nation in steals per game at 2.3. Really versatile perimeter defender. He's tough in the post when he gets that mismatch. And to me, he has been one of the more impactful defensive players. Maybe not the flashiest, maybe not the guy who's on ESPN every day or SimWorld TV, but he has in fact been one of the most impactful defensive players in the country. And I want to give the nod to Keith Singleton now because, like I said, it's probably a big man award. I think because they give the nod away from Cooper Flagg for Player of the Year, I could see Victorious Ilgauskas sneaking his way in. He's been a very impactful defensive player too. He would be deserving as a freshman. But for me, give it to Keith Singleton. No question. I like the guy. I think he's a stud. I don't think Georgetown is nearly as good as they are without him. So that's what I'm going with on that one. Should we do some conference awards or should we move on? What do you guys think? All right. We're moving on. They're rushing me. Whatever. All right, we'll move on. Let's talk this next game. We got a great one, a rivalry game out in Michigan. Michigan taking on Michigan State. JK is going to be on the edge of his seat for this one. I know that for sure. He loves his Spartans. He does. He loves his Spartans. So let's talk the three keys to this game. Key number one. It's going to be the duo for Michigan, that big duo for Michigan. Because sometimes we see one of them go off. Sometimes we see both of them go off. Sometimes we see neither of them go off. They're the key to every game for Michigan, and that doesn't change here. Now, Michigan State's got a really great defensive big in Malcolm Chamberlain on the inside. Here's the issue, though. They've got him, and then Devontae Millsap is a good defender, but he doesn't have the size quite to compete with Richard Pizarski or Lorenzo Fedon down low. He's big, 247. I think if those guys have a field day, they're going to win this game. And I know you would think, oh, if they have a field day, they win every game. That hasn't been true. But this game specifically, they're going to have to get going quick. They're going to have to be hot. They're going to go strong. They're going to be in enemy territory for a rivalry game. This crowd's going to be rocking. And so those bigs need to hush the crowd quickly and efficiently. Key number two, the rebound game. Now, with that being said about the big-time matchup with the bigs for Michigan and the bigs for Michigan State, this Michigan State team is a pretty good rebounding team. They're second in the country at 33 rebounds a game. That is how you mitigate those two. No second chance opportunities, no rebound and dump back up, no eating glass, none of that. Can't allow that. This Michigan team is about middle of the road in their rebounding in terms of the country, but they are one of the worst teams when it comes to turnover, and that'll bring us to key three. This Michigan State team needs to use the energy from the crowd and create turnovers early and often. This Michigan team averages 10 turnovers per game, almost 11. And if they can just make them mess up early, get them in their head, crowd's going to be roaring, just kind of knock their confidence a little. That's going to be huge in this game. And if they can get ahead, Michigan is last in the country in both 3-pointers made and 3-point percentage. So Michigan State gets up early and they kind of extend their lead a little bit. This Michigan team's going to have a hard time coming back. Those are my keys for the game. We're going to go ahead and throw you out there. We got E-Lava and Rick Blaze. What a classic duo. What a classic duo. And Lemarian Sherwood is better than Jamison Johnson. I'll leave it with that. We'll see if Rick's got anything to say. But I'll leave it with them. Remember, as always, SimWorld Sports is the only place you can see the game, be the game, drink your water, stay hydrated, tell your grandma I said hi, and I'll see you at Thanksgiving.
think about you. Yeah. When do I wanna kiss your lips? I'm never leaving 'cause I need you. And I still can't find the words to say how I feel about you inside. How I'm never gonna let you go, waiting for you to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm in love and I just can't fight. This feeling that I'm feeling is killing console me, and let me know that we're gonna be together forever. I want your love through every changing season. I want your love with the smile or with the tear. Cause I know besides love there is no reason that I always seem to need you near. I want you every time I see the sky, cause all I see are visions of your face. Without you in my life, I think I die. Your love and care could never ever be replaced. I want you when I'm roaming, even when I'm standing on the shore. I want you to be my one and only, and when you're gone, I want you even more than any price and gold. Even after the music ends, more than you will ever know. Unless you felt my love within, I don't know if I'll ever see the sun again or ever love again. All I know is that I want you, want you, want you. When do I dream about you? So many times I really need you. I cry cause I can see you, then you made everything alright. Times when it's dark, girl, you are my light. And sometimes I feel so scared that I might lose you. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't there, so I keep you in my breast, yeah. Cause all I see is you.
Folks, prime time SWU Hoops coming from the Breslin Center, East Lansing, Michigan. A Great Lakes State battle, Michigan State hosting Michigan. These two arch rivals going up against each other tonight, and looking like it's going to be a good battle down low. Michigan, of course, with one of the better forward tandems in the country between Lorenzo Phenom and Richard Bizarski, but some big bodies. Michigan State going up against them. Some familiar voices behind the mic. If you're a SWTV viewer, you got E Lava, that's me, joined by Rick Blaze tonight. And Rick, what do you think can happen in a rival match like this? Been a little bit of a down year for both teams. Michigan State certainly has some postseason aspirations, not so much for a sub-500 Michigan squad, but I expect both these teams to want the pride that comes with winning a rivalry matchup like this one.
Yeah, you know, anything can happen, but I watched Michigan State, that was Michigan on the warm-ups. They bricked every shot they threw up. Every single shot was a brick, you know. That don't look good. And so I'm going for the other team in this game tonight.
Well, Michigan State, Michigan takes the lead there. Got a mismatch, but there you go. From outside, that's what I was just about to talk about. That's Jadrian Elia. He's hit 78, making 79 threes on the season. It's far more than the entire Michigan team combined. Of course, Michigan going inside and getting some results right now. And look, hey, we just saw this matchup boiled down to a two-possession capsule right there. The outside play of Michigan State versus the inside of Michigan. They're going right back at it. Three in the corner that time will not go. Randolph misses, but entertaining contrast to styles we're seeing here in Michigan tonight.
Yeah, and when you're talking about Michigan, you can't help but to mention number 9, Lorenzo Phenom. Is probably the biggest, hardest person to figure out in all of college basketball, maybe all of college sports. There's nights and times he looks like a bona fide lottery pick, D-Lobber, and then there is nights and some of his off-field stuff that makes him not worth 2 cents rubbed together. So he's a very enigmatic guy, a young man, and I'm interested to see how he plays, not only but tonight, but moving forward in the future.
Well, he started off really well. He got an offensive rebound. Maybe should have had an assist. Foul there. A quick timeout by the Spartans. We're going to take a quick break with the break in the action, too. 18-18 to go in the first half.
What more can I say? It's incredible, baby. Yeah. This that Ron Simmons, that Bush Reed type of vibe. We come to the ring, grab the mic. Hey, sweetheart, ring the damn bell. I'm off the top rope with the flow. My bravado, putting niggas in a sleeper hole. Jake the Snake, don't be late when you got the load. What I mean is, if I pick you roll, that's how it's supposed to go. Rapper slash singer slash actor slash producer slash everything else slash I'm Cordell Stewart, I knew it. Mama made me special, that's my birthright. Daddy named me Junior, just so he can live twice. You ain't know that I had balls like a baby crib. One call, you's all in your house like baby's crib. Let him live. I'm a lover, not a fighter, son. Rule number 1, hun, watch how you pop your gum.
I'm just a Northside kid where I did my Northside bid. I'm so Northside shit. I'm still on the Northside, bitch. I got that Northside itch. We getting money, you dig? Blue honey and Bitcoin. Cash still under the mattress. Shoebox full of 20s and 10s. It's 94 again. Shout out to Sam Cassell. My mama raised me well. Daddy ain't want me to fail. Boski saved my life. They had me under the jail. All the lies they tell, they ain't want me to prevail. What I did with Microsoft is why I excel. Now I'm Excelsior. Days me and Lil Ricky swore we make it to where we are. Now we want more. They got me out here like Brady if he never won them 6 rings. God be wanting big things, niggas in the hood be wanting small change. For freedom, I'm somewhere in between.
Man, y'all niggas is not here. Bow!
Ladies and gentlemen, an unusual situation we're dealing with here, kind of unprecedented. We had to get a complete restart of this game. The Big Ten office calling down equipment issue, basically boiling down to Michigan State, changing out of what had been a special third jersey, not approved. We're going to do it for senior night against their arch rivals. So capped with a little less than 2 minutes to go. Very odd situation to restart. Marshawn Lorenzo Phenom, who gets the ball back, he started strong, but now he gets it swatted by Chamberlain.
Malcolm Chamberlain, who is arguably the most scariest guy in all of college basketball. I mean, the guy hoops with an African spark, and no one dare touches it, and it never falls off. That's not somebody you're going to meet in the dark alley, I guarantee you.
Richard Kozarski, he got the block down at the other end. 6'8" senior. It's a little teardrop to go, and well, back to kind of where we left things off. Michigan State got off the board first for the restart. Have here as well. 3 on the way from Michigan State, and they're short on that. And that again, that stylistic matchup we're looking to see all night. Another swat by Chamberlain. It's going to stay down here, but my lord. Malcolm Chamberlain, just a freshman. 6'11", he gets up. He does block almost 1.5 per game, Rick. I mean, this isn't anything new, but impressive.
His physicality and his defensive intensity and his motor kind of reminds me of a little bit of Ben Wallace. Kind of when he just kind of undersized, but he plays bigger than what he is. And he plays really mean.
Good defense on both ends. Michigan State had to get on the board, but Chamberlain steals the ball. Chamberlain is having an electric opening 90 seconds here. Oh, and he gets a nice pass inside and a little flip up and in. That's Devonta Millsaps.
If Chamberlain scores 15 points tonight, I think the whole stadium get bean pots. Everybody get bean pots.
Chamberlain
Free only
averages 6 per contest, but he's already
scores 15 tonight.
Ricky's already on his assist average now with that bucket to Millsaps, the assist to Millsaps, and he's got 2 swats, so he's already above that. Maybe Malcolm Chamberlain, the freshman, going to perform on senior night. Certainly started strong.
Sounds good to me. Free bean pies for everybody.
A 3, and that will not go from Phenom. And again, Michigan just does not have much of an outside shooting game. Phenom shooting now well under 7%.
Under what?
Deep on the year. 7. As in,
you said SEVEN 7?
Yeah, like 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, that's 7. 3 there. Michigan State not afraid to show you how it's done. Adrian Elia drains the triple and 5 straight from the Spartans. They're up 5-2 now. Phenom.
Good defense.
Struggling to get going here now. Chamberlain has been playing some really good defense on him these last few possessions.
Chamberlain came out here to play tonight. Michigan State's trying to get a much-needed victory at home tonight, looks like.
Oh. Good shot there from Jai Edge, but it wouldn't go home for the junior guard out of Brooklyn. He's the leading scorer in this Michigan State squad. The leading scorer takes it back to the three-point line for Michigan, but again, well short on 3 from the 3 there. I can't imagine that's what Coach Dusty May wants to see. His star sophomore.
Good move.
Foul there by Phenom. I don't know. That's like 50% frustration foul, 50% good foul. Sends Millsaps to the line. 6'8", 250-pound senior, really solidly constructed Millsaps. You know, Michigan State, we've been talking about, we're going to be talking about it all night, can really fill it up from outside. That's a strength of the 16 and 12 squad, but some big bruising bodies down low. Millsaps, Chamberlain having a nice night at 6'11", 240. Owen Pride going to come in off the bench at 6'11", 225 later in this game. They definitely have the beef to handle Pizarski and Phenom.
Absolutely.
So far they have been 7-2 Michigan State.
And as I said earlier, Phenom's one of those guys, again, that was nice where he looks like a top 10 guy. And then it's nice like he's just a guy. So we'll see if he can turn it up on the road tonight. Michigan
calls a timeout. They scored first in this game, but quickly found themselves behind. 16:37 to go here in the first half.
Yale's here with SimWorld Sports, where we're providing the most immersive virtual sports experience found anywhere out there. If you got the brain, come be a coach. If you got the game, come be a player. SimWorld Sports, the only place where you can see the game and be the game.
صباح الخير يا استاذ توفيق. يلا يلا عشان الفطور. جايبه لك النهارده سندوتشات جبنه.
لا والله ماليش نفس.
Just you know why. Why you and I will by and by.
باندا ما يتقلهاش لا.
We are back. Michigan State up early in this one, and Lorenzo Phenom off to a 0-for-6 start to begin this game. And he's gone to the bench. Dusty May had a little chat with him, and here comes Sam Bogus on the attack, flips it up and in. That was an attractive drive there from freshman out of Chicago.
You know, we've been talking about, we've done a lot of games this season. We've talked about a lot of teams, but I want to highlight how good these freshmen have coming in on the teams. A lot of these freshmen are really the heartbeat of their squads in only their first year. They're making big strides. So shout out to the preps who are the prep league, getting these players ready where they can make an impact day one.
We've been seeing Malcolm Chamberlain do it so far tonight for Michigan State. And Michigan, Vargas and Buffini, their starting freshman backcourt. Great future, even if this year's been a little bit of a struggle, and in-state rivals are making the struggle continue a little bit there. That was Jai Edge, another 3 for him. He's got 2 so far, averaging just under 14 points a game. He's on the attack, but it's another block for Chamberlain. That time he's able to finish over the big man.
Hey, he's living rent-free in Michigan's head right now, for sure.
He ought to. 3 blocks. Another 3 for Spartans, and they're not even getting any of the iron on any of this. This time, Adrian Elia.
Can someone let Michigan know a basketball game has started? Whew. Maybe they don't know, E. Somebody remind them a game of basketball has started. They would love if they came out to compete. There we go.
Well, Richard Pizarski, he's 2 of 2. Pizarski's been doing his part for the Wolverines tonight, but it has been a struggle. Phenom, ice cold, and on the bench. Michigan State sticking to the script, hitting outside shots, playing tough defense. Aiden Randolph has it. Is it over? Another 3 on the way. This time won't go. Owen Rue, 6'9" senior in the game, got that rebound, has the ball right now. Goes up to Vargas. Oh,
steal.
Great steal. Edge just jumped in front of that. Edge gets it back out top. And picks up a little bit of a screen there from Chamberlain. Oh, can't get it, but the big man is there, flips it up and in.
He's doing work, E.
Definitely is, averaging 6 points and 6 boards a game. I mean, he's had a really solid freshman season. Malcolm Chamberlain.
He's looking like
Boys,
the difference for Michigan State and Michigan tonight as well.
A nice little pass inside from Pizarski. Able to finish it. Sincere Coomer in the game, 6'4" sophomore wing out of Kalamazoo. He's averaging just about 8 points a game. Coomer's actually one of the more efficient scorers in the Michigan squad that has really struggled in that regard. Leaving these Michigan State shooters wide open in the corner, though.
Michigan is getting ate up in his zone right now. They might want to try something else.
Michigan looking to get some players back into it. Oh boy!
Wow!
I think Millsaps may have blocked that shot there. Almost came back in.
What a fantastic play!
Caden Randolph now on the drive. Ooh, that was a silky finish. Caden Randolph, 6'7". Senior sophomore forward. Got the double up going on here. Michigan State 20, Michigan just 10. Timeout on the court. Michigan's kind of playing themselves here, I think, a little bit. Don't you, Rick? You shouldn't do that, don't you think?
Yeah, they're really playing themselves out of the game and playing right into Michigan State's hand. But hey, look, don't play yourself. Invite others to be a part of the show. 5,000 EM signing bonus for head coaches and head coach referrals and super fans. SimWorldSports.com/discord.gg/SimWorld Sports. The only place, where you can do what?
See the game and be the game, and this whole game has been pretty much dominated by the outside shooting of Michigan State. One of the better three-point shooting teams in the country, coming up against one of the worst that relies on the inside game, and outside is all over inside right now. Jai Edge and Jadrian Elia have both canned 2. They're both 2 for 3 from deep, 6 points each for them. On the other side of the ledger, Michigan shooting 5 for 13. Lorenzo Phenom missed 6 shots. Into the bench. 4 minutes into this one.
Yeah, he's not having the best first half. Coach set him down, say, you know, young fella, chill out, relax. You just compose yourself. I know it's a big game. I know it's a rival game. You want to win, but let's compose ourselves. Let's go back out here. Let's make a difference.
Baugus and Buffini in the backcourt, and still Phenom riding the bench. Baugus has been the #1 offensive option with Phenom unavailable, and couldn't get that one to go. Baugus
That was a good shot selection.
Points.
Just couldn't get the ball in, though.
Dean Pizarski leading the Wolverines, 4 points apiece. Good defense there, too, from Sam, and he gets the rebound. Edge on Baugus now, gives that to Buffini. Carlos Buffini hasn't done too much tonight.
Here. They definitely good possession from this play down. They've been too long without an actual bucket.
Got it in the hands of their senior forward, but he couldn't quite get it done. Good defense again. This time it's Owen Pride, a freshman off the bench from Michigan State. Defended the senior well there. That's a tough shot from Caden Randolph. He almost got that to go.
You try to make top 10 highlight.
Oof. Almost did. Is a long three there and does not go. And again, that is not Michigan's game. Coomer shooting less than 20 from deep, and on the other end, it turns into a quick 2. Owen Pride only averages 3.3 points per game, does rip down more than 5 rebounds.
Yeah, he took advantage of the mismatch there. Had a little guy on him. Nice turnaround. Elbows up. Easy two.
Zarski gets it back. They really need to get their senior going here. Except his dribble has to give it up. 3 again on the way, and Michigan still unable to connect from deep. I mean,
this can get really ugly really fast if Michigan don't start putting the ball in the basket really soon.
Well, I'm surprised that Michigan's trying to get it back in bunches with the threes. They're notorious. August, their leading three-point shooter on the year, and he's only made 18 all season long, and he's shooting under 30%.
If I play one game, I'll be the leading three-point shooter on the year.
Well, there they go. Pizarski down low. This is what you want.
Oh my God.
Just got eaten alive by Malcolm Chamberlain. And let's start to give some credit here.
Give me back ball.
Tom Izzo had these Spartans ready for exactly what Michigan was going to do. And so far, no response. Maybe some adjustments can come here at halftime, but
that man palmed his ball. I mean, just took it out the air and just grabbed it. It was unorthodox. It looked weird, but it happened.
Chamberlain playing aggressive, and he does pick up the foul there. Just his first. That will send Michigan to the line in the form of Coleman Rue, 6'9" senior out of Valparaiso, Indiana.
Have you ever been to Valparaiso?
I have been to Valpo. I lived when I was very young for a time in the state of Indiana. So, yes, I do know a little bit about my Valparaiso.
So
other various locations.
Outside of the Hoosiers, is Valparaiso your second favorite team in the college basketball?
No, I wouldn't say I have any loyalty or affinity to Valpo. Might root for them in a vacuum if they're just playing, anonymous state. But not really. But Coleman Rue, nice 4-year career here at Michigan coming out of Valpo. Probably could have had a bigger, more... Oh, nice rebound inside. I can't do anything with it there is Owen Pride. A player like Coleman Rue could have probably been more of a star on a Valpo, but instead wanted to come, play at the highest level. Here he is a senior getting 10 minutes a game.
Good shot.
Well, there's the other end of the spectrum. That's Zane Marcus, 6'4" freshman out of Pontiac. He also averages about 10 minutes a game, but just beginning his collegiate hoops career. And out on the court, and Michigan has cut the lead at least down to 9 with 9:21 to go here in the first quarter. Oh, do you want to be the average Joe or the Gen Alpha guy today?
Let's do average Joe.
Pick.
Hey, bro, you watching SimWorld today?
Nah, I didn't have much time today.
My guy, you ain't got 5 free minutes.
Oh shit. Oh wait, oops, sorry. Apologies. FCC, I'll pay my $20. You got Venmo, right, FCC? Don't worry about that.
Hey, look, this is why you have to tune in to the night games, because you never know what's going to happen.
It's back. That's right. It gets a little blue after 8 o'clock Eastern, folks.
Go ahead, you can start, E.
All right. No. Go back to my guy.
My guy, you ain't got 5 free minutes a day? Come on,
Right,
man.
I'll definitely interact more in the feed, whatever, to keep it going. What I do?
There we go. Bravo,
I want some.
And we're not gonna get canceled.
Feedback in the comments, please. You know how I did that.
Notifications. Make sure everything is on, ladies and gents.
Yeah. Let's get serious for a minute. Leave those notifications on, please. Lorenzo Phenom returning to the game for Michigan in spite of how poorly they have played and how well Sparty has, really. Just a 9-point lead with 9 minutes to go here in the first half. There's a lot of basketball left.
This is true. Like, Michigan State definitely hasn't ran away with this just yet, but if you're Michigan, you kind of want to start, good floater. If you're Michigan, you kind of want to start seeing a post now. It's about time to show one.
Shamar Word, another one of these freshmen. 6'3" guard, comes off the bench, scores about 9 points a game for Spartans. That ball bounces around the rim a couple times, but won't go down quickly. They get a little transition. Oh, they might have had something going on with Millsaps if they'd seen him up ahead, but instead, timeout called. Michigan State. We're going to take a quick break too, but there's 8:47 remaining. We return.
Before we have a problem, I will take it there. When it comes to my man, please don't be someone. Thursday is a holiday, and every day's an anniversary. You should think about the time you waste, cause my last name ain't gold chain. Cause if it is good, got it. If I need to heat it up, I got fire. Make sure I'm the best for him, show it. Running home to me, boy, and he knows whatever he wants that I'm with it. And he knows the perfect place to come get it. And he knows that every woman is in me. Oh, back and just let me be. I got three. Back up off of me. I got to breathe and just be free. In case you didn't hear me, yeah. I got to breathe, so let me breathe. Right now you're listening to a remix. Right now you're listening to a remix. Right now you're listening to a remix of a War Star.
Mama, you was dead wrong. Thinking I'ma let you come in here and mess up my home or get my head blown. Should've known better, homie. I got a one and only. Go by the name of Tony. And I know you heard her when she said, let me, so stop sweating me. You know that you ain't never ever getting me or get these keys, please. Situations fire like green cheese, believe me. When I say I'm never leaving.
It's good love, got it. If it is to heat it up, I got fire. Make sure I'm the best. Running home to me, boy.
That's right.
And he knows whatever he wants that I'm with it. And he knows the perfect place to come get it. And he knows that every woman is in me. Fall back and just let me breathe. Just let me breathe.
Get the hell out my face. Singing my little mama a space. And that goes deal for me.
My experience with SimWorld Sports has been absolutely amazing. It's one of the most realistic, hands-free esports universes that I have ever seen. I love the fact that you can see a coach, you can see a player go right from the preps all the way to the pros here at SimWorld Sports. And I must say that it might be one of the most immersive things that I have ever been a part of. 24/7 media coverage. You get a chance to see live games. You get a chance to see live runs. It is clearly just an amazing thing to be a part of. And so if you are a sports fan, if you are a former athlete, if you are a role play gamer, if you like to get into communities that you love, then SimWorld Sports is for you. See the game, be the game.
Pretty impressive stat line put up by young big man Malcolm Chamberlain so far tonight. 8 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 assists, and a steal. On the bench now.
Let's talk getting it
a lot
done.
of energy. Nice steal, nice way to begin it for the restart here from Michigan. And nice finish there. Coleman Rue.
Michigan needed that bucket really, really bad.
Oh, look at this. Phenom needed that. Just something positive right there. Used all of his 6'10" frame to reach out there. Keep that shot away from Shamar Word. And Rue coming out of the game. Richard Pizarski now getting a breather from Michigan, who have moved away from their 1-2 big man punch and seem to be playing one of them at a time, which is interesting, Rick.
Yep. And whoa!
Ooh. Almost. Nice drive from Buffini. Hayden Randolph picks up the foul. Carlos Buffini to the free throw line. The Italian. Been an adventure from the stripe. Michigan, in addition to not being able to shoot from outside very well, has also struggled from the free throw line. Carlos Buffini is under 50% on the year.
Yeah, that's the recipe for having a losing season.
12 and 14, very much on the outside, looking like the gate is barred for any kind of postseason play for sure. Michigan. This kind of ends up being their Super Bowl, you know, Rick. I mean, arch rivals, chance to wreck their season. They're far. Not getting it done. Buffini misses both.
We're a long ways from the days of the Fab Five, that's for sure.
Nice dish from Randolph. Randolph finds Millsaps, and Michigan finds themselves up by double digits again. Michigan State, excuse me. Looking to get on the board, but he's short there. Now 0 for 7. Break opportunity here for Michigan State. Good job. Oh, look at that. Nice finish. Shamar Word beat everybody down the court, gets the bucket.
If Michigan is not careful, they're on the verge of getting blown out in the first half. Now it's just about heart right now. Forget the points, forget all the other stuff. Let's see who has heart. Do I have a heart to stay in the game and stay competitive and try to actually win? It's heart of a matter now.
That was a nice spin move there from Phenom, but he couldn't finish it on this end. Word attacking again, gets his own board, likes where he is. He wants to challenge Buffini, takes it up over him. Oh boy, that thing was on the rim for I think 3 seconds. Michigan looking for some kind of spark here before halftime comes. Buffini, guard works his way inside. He risked getting a 5-second call there. Hands it off. Oh, nice little pass. That was a decent shot, but it just wouldn't go down for Zane Marcus.
Good pass. Thank you very much.
And Millsaps. Oh, you know what that means. Like Mix-a-Lot used to say, we got the double up. Double up. 30 to 15. I do that just because my producer loves it. And Michigan State has come completely unglued Buffini takes it back out across that half-court line. That's a turnover, of course. Izzo has just got to be thrilled and honestly pleased with himself, I think, because I really feel like Michigan State came out tonight, set up, counter exactly what they thought Michigan was going to do, and quite frankly, based on personnel, what they really have to do. They don't have a whole lot of Plan B options, and Michigan State dissecting them so far.
And Michigan State really has been punking them the whole first half. They're just punking them the whole first half, really. They don't have more talent than Michigan. Look at that, just hustle, rebound, and effort. They're just punking Michigan all over the court. They're in their heads.
A lot of Michigan kids in this, in-state kids in this one too. Owen Pride's one of them. Just a freshman, just averaging 3.3 per contest, but third on this team overall, snags 5.2 rebounds a game coming off the bench. And there's another one that they think has a bright future, that the tandem of Pride and Malcolm Chamberlain, Pride off the bench this season, Chamberlain obviously already starting, be formidable in years to come in East Lansing.
Yes, sir. Hey, with the size those guys got, you can't teach that.
Now, Pride's still not the finished product on the offensive end, and he clanks both of those free throws. Buffini is 2 over and backs now. Buffini doesn't like that. He actually was saying he was going to call a timeout there, I think is what he's talking to the ref.
He finna go have a seat.
Yeah, he's coming out of the game. They're clearly going to get
enough is enough.
Rusty May wants to discuss that one, no doubt. Fair enough. Millsaps with the spin. That is too pretty.
My, you sure look good tonight.
Oh, he's pretty pleased with himself, and he ought to be as well. This is just total domination of Michigan State so far in this one. I mean, we still have 25 minutes of basketball ahead of us, but so far, the Spartans are putting on a clinic. Well, we got a break here in the action. Dusty May tries to pull some kind of rabbit out of his hat. I want to remind you all that this really is the place to be. SimWorld Sports. It is a great community of people you're watching tonight. If you're not taking an active part, get in the game. Be a player, you can be a coach, but there's important things to be part of the community. On our Discord, comment there, comment in the feed on the stream here right now. Hear what you have to say.
Bust your face. I'm gonna bust your face. I know I got everybody's IP address. I'm gonna bust your face.
There you go. Step up or not, that's what you got coming to you. Man, talking about getting busted. I did not exceed. Michigan State came into this game the favorite tonight. They were my favorite tonight. I expected senior night, home court. They're playing for more. They're going to win, but you know, it's a rivalry match. It's a derby, as they would say in soccer over in England. But so far, it has been all team out there in the white with the green pipe, and Michigan just cannot get anything going. You don't expect them to from outside, and they haven't. But 0 for 8 Lorenzo Phenom. There's been very few occasions you've seen somebody get an uncontested shot like the Anthony Sales just put up right there.
Michigan putting the press on, going to see if they can wear Michigan State out a little bit, or make a mistake and get a turnover. Let's see if they can turn up the notch a little bit on the defensive side.
I like it. Look, 4:40 to go. The lead's 15. Let's see if you're Michigan, you get this down to 9 or 8 by the time you're going into the halftime. And Shamar Word with the ball. The freshman's got a lot of run, and he's played pretty well tonight, but he turns it over there. Yep. Threw it right to Vargas.
Oh.
A little crafty spin up at the top.
Looking freaky on the court.
Well, give the freshman Word his credit, too, though, on defense. Stuck right with him. Is still, but the Euro step. Oh, and Sam's chatting out there about it, too.
Hold on, man.
Word no.
Hold on, Vargas.
Gave Word an earful there after completing the Euro step.
Ooh, he got jiggy.
A little bit of swagger.
That whole sequence, he got jiggy on that whole.
Oh, my Lord. Really did. Oh, that's a tough shot there from Owen Pride. Can't get it to go. And rebounded, but the other way.
Here's the Vargas. He ready.
Yeah, Vargas. The hot hand right now. That one won't quite go down, however, and Word is able to come in with a rebound. But boy, is it a battle between Word and Vargas out there. Oh. Millsaps, that is about his range and his shot. He took it quickly, but I don't hate that from Millsaps there. Just couldn't quite get it to go. Holding Rue out there in the front court now, but once again on the drive and dunk, DeAnthony Sales, sophomore out of Iron Mountain, Michigan. That's up in the Upper Peninsula, that funny northern part of Michigan, Rick. He only averages 3 points per game, Sales, but he has had 2 drives for thunderous dunks that have given Michigan a little bit of life here late in the first half.
Now he's hanging around. He's averaging 3 points a game. Now he's hanging around the rim. Look, conference plays something else.
Word able to get a bucket back there. Word and Bob is just going back and forth here. And Sam actually shook free for a pretty good shot, just not able to get it to go.
He's really crafty as a player, especially on the offensive side. Very smart basketball player. What he doesn't have in athleticism, he makes up for it in Browns.
Word kind of running the show and calling his own number out there a lot for Michigan State right now. Dribbled into 3 players. Didn't get the bucket. You see Zarski ready to re-enter the game for the Wolverines. Really right now, neither of their star forwards, Zarski or Phenom, out there.
Oh, good pass.
Yeah, they're actually playing kind of well. I like the strategy here from Dusty May. The subs see what they can do. Oh boy, that was a tough shot there from Rue, however. Turn it into transition on the other end, but Caden Randolph was a little bit out of control.
Yeah, that was a hideous shot. I mean, that was just ugly.
Oh boy. Rue was determined to take that ball up.
That wasn't too much.
No question, it's just a matter of what point on the court it was going to happen. Oh! I'm sorry, but that's embarrassing for the freshman Zane Marcus. He slammed the floor in front of Randolph. When the motion he was doing that took a great first step to get by him to go free on that dunk. Teaching the freshman a lesson in the process. Marcus probably won't forget anytime soon, although a chance to get some, gets the bucket there. And Marcus took a little of the sting out. 13-point lead, that press. Both Pizarski and Phenom looking to get back in this game, but they have been on the bench a bunch for Michigan. I know they're still trailing by double digits to some degree. I think it's kind of worked to give them a little bit of a spark here.
Yeah, that was a good shot on South Michigan State. Michigan State, you want to keep the lead up as much as possible, especially going into the half. If you're Michigan, you want to obviously cut into that. You got 35 seconds to do. Oh, ping pong! I'm not playing Peter Pan with the basketball out there. They threw it all to the other side of the court.
Is that like a volleyball spike, really?
Yeah, exactly what that was.
Wow. In a few of those, and I mean, look at Pizarski and Phenom. They kind of look like, do we really have to go back out here for this?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm sure they're looking for the white flag right now so they can just wave it.
Well, with the ball right now, DeAnthony Sales. He gets it into Pizarski. Goes right to work. Gets good position. Up and in. Senior out of Detroit. Showing a little toughness, a little pride, and a chance for a three-point play. Pizarski averaging 16 points per contest. Good free throw shooter as well. Well, I'll take that back actually. A good shooter. He's shooting 64% from the field. Free throw line, he's another one of these 50-50 types that Michigan has stocked this year. But pressure here from Sales. Under 10 now to go. 3 on the way, however, from Edge, and he just dials it up and in. And that's psychological warfare right there.
Yep, and he's losing that one. Here we go, guys. Get one up real quick.
Phenom 0 for 9 now. Able to hit in this first half. That's a big part of the reason why Michigan State has a 15-point lead as we go to the break. And Rick, this is Michigan scored the first bucket of the game. We're up 2-0. Michigan State went on a 7-point tear after that and really kind of never looked back.
Yeah, it went all downhill for Michigan. They couldn't really get started offensively. Had some good looks that didn't fall. Then they started going outside of themselves as far as what they do best. They started jacking up a bunch of threes, and that's not their game as well. Then you get behind the 8 ball, and Michigan State is playing very inspiring basketball right now. Chamberlain is taking no shorts and no losses. Millsap scoring on the back end. They're really playing really good team ball, both offensively and defense. And they're hitting the open three. And Michigan has given it to them in that zone. Michigan got to come out and have a whole different game plan if they want any chance of getting a dub tonight.
On to Millsaps. He's got a dozen, your leading scorer. Come right back after the break. Big lead for the Spartans when we return.
SimWorld Sports is the only place where you can see the game be the game.
Ooh, man, oh man, oh man. As of present, you getting nothing but Drayton, and more Drayton. And this is officially Off the Rim.
Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Cause I'm tryna ball out. Come on if you bout it. But you better keep up. I'm not slowing down. I swear they gon' see us. Ain't no way around it.
All right, we are back here, about to get the second half underway. You know, we've seen yin-yang kind of performances before. A first half completely, a second half different. You know, it's possible. Let's see what Dusty May can dial up here. Michigan State, its first crack at things. Tough defense there. There's what. Well, look at that. Phenom and Pizarski coming together on the block. That's what we need.
He grabbed his arm. I think he got a little hurt on that play. This is Phenom got to go to work.
Oh, little turn with the left hand, but he still cannot get it to go tonight.
And you know, and that's been my biggest, one of my biggest pet peeves with Phenom. He's 6'9", very skilled ball player. But he loves to make shots difficult for himself. He loves his turnaround jumper. He never makes it, E. I mean, I've been seeing him shoot that turnaround jumper since prep ball. He wasn't making it then. He ain't making it now. I wish somebody tell him to stop shooting the damn jumper.
Well, he does normally average 15.5 points a game. He is 0 for 9 tonight with 1 rebound. Not what you want to do against your arch rivals. And the freshman, Chamberlain, back out there for Michigan State, but it is more three-pointers, and once again, Elia dials it up. That's 3 triples for him.
Michigan State is running away with this game right now, and they're just playing better fundamental basketball than Michigan is. Look at that. They just beat them with fundamentals right now. Nothing special.
The rebound for Chamberlain, that's 9 for him. Oh, sloppy pass, Millsaps. Zip in the hands of Marcus. It's it forward to Pizarski. He's had some nice moments. That was a nice dish, but Marcus can't quite finish. Great pass from Chamberlain.
Chamberlain's doing everything tonight.
Well, in addition to Chamberlain is your leading rebounder, leading the team in blocks, and with that assist, he is now tied with Caden Randolph with 3. The team lead on the Spartans as well. Great second effort there from Pizarski, but it won't go down for him. 20-point Michigan State lead and a chance to extend it.
I think that was Chamberlain's team rebound right there.
Splitting with defenders right there. That's an outstanding move from Caden Randolph.
All right, E, in the words of Bubba Sparks, it's getting ugly.
Well, we were hoping Michigan State was going to, or Michigan, I should say, that was going to find a spark here.
They just doing whatever to that man.
No, it's just a fire that is slowly building instead. Edge has it. August on him.
And unfortunately, Michigan doesn't have the type of offensive firepower to make huge runs like this, especially when their best player, Phenom, is not going. Look at that, Dunk City.
And this crowd, this home crowd here for senior night, loving it. And that was one of the Michigan State seniors, Devonta Millsaps, Jadrian Elia, the other senior on this squad. Both of them starters. Elia at guard, Millsaps at center. Neither one probably going to have a whole lot more basketball in their future, although I guess, it's a worldwide game now. No season there, but end of their SWU eligibility coming up here quickly. With the season coming up quickly, there's still a few more marquee matchups, and one of them is coming on Tuesday, tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Duke and Georgia Tech. Should be a highly entertaining ACC battle there.
Duke got 12.
I can see that, but you know what? Georgia Tech is also the kind of team I think that can surprise anybody on any given night. Not saying I expect them to beat. Not saying I expect Duke lose a 7-game series against Georgia Tech, but in a one-off game, I'm not saying that. I want to remind you all, if you're out there following us, please make sure to smash that like button, tell your friends about us, share your whole family, let them know about SimWorld Sports, the only place that you can see the game, be the game, and
it's the only place that you can love, and it loves you back.
Yeah, that's right. Where else does that for you?
What other places can you go that you give love and it gives it back?
Does Netflix love you back?
House? So you think of SimWorld, think of Grandma's house.
Does Dairy Queen love you back? Or loves you back?
Those blizzards definitely love you back.
They do. Those are good. Fair point. Sounds good. Get this game over with. Go get some blizzards. Another missed shot. I mean, look. At this point in this game, a storyline is Renzo Phenom hitting a field goal. He's now 0 for 10. And this has to be disheartening.
He has more fouls than he has made buckets tonight.
Absolutely. Infinitely more. He's had 2. Both of them kind of look like frustration fouls. That was a hard one there from Pizarski.
E, I'm asking, we're in Michigan. What's the staple food for Michigan?
Well, see, the upstate, the part that I was talking about a little bit ago, northern part of Michigan, upper Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, is known for something called pasties, which is it's a pastry. It's a filled pastry. Famous for that up there.
Is the pasty nasty?
No, it's all right actually. It's like Upper Peninsula, much like Minnesota, Wisconsin, has a heavy Nordic, Scandinavian sort of population, or people that have that kind of heritage, whatever. So you get the cultural foods associated with it. Nice turnaround there. And this is one of them. So it's a very good kind of like winter comfort food. Of course, it stays cold up there too.
It's called a pasty.
I believe that is how you pronounce it. Correct.
And it's sweet like a strudel.
Oh, it's savory. No.
Oh,
it's savory.
Okay. Like a hot pocket.
Yeah, like that. That's
like
right.
a homemade hot pocket.
Yes. Or pastie, by the way. Yeah, it's. I'm looking at the recipe right now. You get ground beef, potatoes, rutabaga. Some people put in there. That's a very Scandinavian thing. Edge takes the 3 there. Couldn't get it to go, and Michigan.
Somebody tell me in the chat who has the best pasties in Michigan.
Some of our
Somebody
Michigan
tell me in
people.
the chat. Tell me on YouTube, wherever you're watching. Type it in. Who has the best pasties in Michigan?
A dive there from Bogus. He is now your leading scorer for Michigan tonight, but that's not saying too much. Well, I mean, look, there's just no way around it. Michigan State calling timeout here, and Michigan has closed the gap to 19 with a little bit under 15 minutes remaining. Certainly not mathematically impossible at this point.
Oh, it's mathematically possible. Yeah. It's pretty damn going close.
See the game, be the game.
Still a big lead for the Spartans. Down to 19, however. 52-33. Devonta Millsap's leading all scorers. Appropriately enough, the senior on senior night leading the way for the Spartans. He's got 16 points and 6 boards. 7 and 9 from the field. Guy Edge has 11.
Tonight on senior night. You know, for some of these players, like you Millsaps, you know, their basketball careers end here. You know, they're going to go and they're going to be in the workforce and find other great things to do with their lives. Some of them, it's come up in the last few days, last few times being on a basketball court. So kudos to guys like Millsap who come out here and recognize the point and take full advantage. They're getting chippy. Let's not get, when nobody get hurt, when they like to fight out here in Detroit.
He's getting a little chippy. We don't want to move the focus to that. Keeping the focus on the seniors. That was Jadrian Elia who just drained a triple there too, and he is the other senior. Elia.
Hey, I need to get to my car in peace. Y'all need to keep y'all peace.
Well, DeAnthony Sales back out there for Michigan. He had some nice moments in the first half. Gives it up, however.
See, this is how you know that Michigan doesn't have a chance. Look how long it's taking them to get a decent shot. They did the shot clock all the way down to a 30-second shot clock. That goes against you. You need to be conserving time, and they're unable to do so because they don't have any fluidity with their offense, especially when Phenom not having a good night.
And Phenom back to the bench. Perhaps the worst night of his collegiate career. Phenom, no points, 1 block, 2 rebounds, a turnover, 0 for 11 from the field.
It's the worst night I've seen him have. I've seen him play prep basketball. He's never had an 0 for night.
Owen Pride's had an Owen Pride night. 2 points, 7 boards, and a block. That's what this young freshman talent does at this stage in his career, but look for him to emerge and take over the paint here for the Spartans. Coach Izzo in the future. One thing definitely needs to work on, free throw shooting. 0 for 3 from the line now.
Yeah, and the Michigan State team in general is working on free throw shooting. If this was a close game, I would like Michigan chances to pull it out because Michigan State has been shooting free throws just that poorly this game. Fortunately for Michigan State, it's not a close game.
Oh, Phenom. There you go.
That's how you get off the schneid right there.
That has to feel good. After a long, frustrating night. 1 for 12, but on the board, Lorenzo Phenom.
No dumbness on the scoreboard for Phenom tonight.
Edge has been scoring outside, but he drives inside there. Wow.
How does he get that shot?
Guy Edge. Nice night for Edge. He now has 13. Malcolm Chamberlain's had a nice night defending Phenom. I mean, obviously some misses in the mix, but Malcolm Chamberlain, got to give him some credit too. He gets the ball here on offense.
If I told you,
oh boy!
If I told you at the beginning of the game that Malcolm Chamberlain wants to Phenom, you wouldn't believe me.
He might be our MVP, Rick. We got to name one.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, I mean, Devonta Millsaps has a very good argument.
Yeah, you do it on both sides. You get what we call a maestro dirty.
Yeah,
and then you help your team get the win and beat and outduel a very talented player at the same position. Hey, sound like a winning formula to me.
3-pointer from Sales won't go. Michigan State 20-point lead as we come up on the 12-minute mark.
And if you want to fight, he can do that too. It's just a win all the way around. Whatever you want to do, he's down to do it.
Set a nice screen there is what he did on Buffini, and that absolutely freed up his teammate Shamar Word to get to the bucket. Sales gets it ahead to Phenom. Chamberlain on him. It's still fun to watch these two go. And another block for Chamberlain. It's 5.
Gosh. Hey, Chamberlain, tell me the combination key, because you got Phenom on lock, my brother. What's the combination?
He's sort of one-on-one squaring up with it, and he gets open underneath. Can't put it up and in. Limited offensive player. Could have probably scored that. Instead, will go to the line. Chamberlain does make 60% from the stripe, but hey, while he's getting set here, we got Yells on the sideline. Yells, what do you got for us?
Had a chance to talk to both coaches on the Michigan State side, hearing that coaches absolutely love what Malcolm Chamberlain is doing tonight. He said that this kid just brings the energy night in and night out, and what he absolutely loves on the defensive end tonight is those blocks that you guys were just talking about are not happening on the weak side. They're not help defense blocks, but he is absolutely just going at Phenom and is taking him out of his game. On the Michigan side, however, Dusty May is not happy at all with his team's effort. He says, hey, it's got to be next man up. You see our stars are struggling tonight. Krasarski, Phenom, getting clamped up. They're struggling, but the other guys are supposed to step up, and they haven't, and that's being played out on the scoreboard. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Yells. Be down there, by the way. We might call you back in. Some of us remain in the second half. 23-point lead is Michigan's biggest of the night. Michigan State, excuse me. Oh, that's a nice little bucket there from Krasarski. And he's got double digits now. The first Wolverine to cross that threshold. Krasarski has 11.
Wow.
Oh. Wow. Just too easy for Owen Pride, too easy for Michigan State, and I think the white flags are waving down on the yellow end of the bench. Oh. Nice little show and tell there.
He's tried every move he has in his bag to no avail. He's taking his candy, E. Malcolm Chamberlain just took that man's candy.
Pretty remarkable what has happened tonight, this battle between Phenom and Chamberlain. Michigan State obviously is dismantled Michigan as a team, but on that one-to-one level, and they have often been going head-to-head. I mean, this isn't necessarily Chamberlain coming over and blocking shots, coming over on the weak side, helping out. This is just straight up man-to-man defense, and he is being able to block shots. A long three there. Wow. Put an exclamation point put onto the other senior, Jadrian Elia.
Yeah, little cherry on top never hurt nobody.
I mean, Adrian Elia, he's also had a really nice night. 15 points for him now.
It's a good veteran move. That's on the Joe Amy move.
Zarski's at least had a few moments, except for that dunk. Two-handed dunk. Renzo Phenom. And why did I get off the bus tonight? 26-point lead with 9:23 to play in this one. And look, there was no real conference outcome riding on this. For Michigan State,
a lot of pride.
But Michigan State, you know, this is a team with aspirations of continuing to play this year. What do you think? I mean, is their resume enough? Is what you've seen tonight enough?
You know, I think they have a chance of sliding in. I really do. Now, once they slide in, do they have a chance to actually beat somebody? No. But, you know, step one is get in.
Well, it is an interesting team. Some outside shooting between Edge and Elia, as we've seen tonight. A lot of three-point shooting on this team overall. And Vonta Millsaps and the emerging freshman Malcolm Chamberlain, a bit of an inside threat. And Caden Randolph, unappreciated sort of all-around wing player. There's a lot of good bones on this Michigan State team, if they do make it in, and I don't think that's a certainty by any stretch. It could be interesting. It's a great thing about the one-and-done format.
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be interesting. It's always going to be interesting. It's always going to be exciting because of the one-and-done format. They just say the odds are not in their favor. Speaking of,
look at this. We're showing our graphic of our impact player because he scored 3 points of 1 of 2 shooting. No, that doesn't quite tell you the story, folks. The 14 rebounds, 6 blocks of Malcolm Chamberlain.
If that's not a Ben Wallace stat line, I don't know what is.
Also 3 assists and 2 steals. He's second
That's
on
a
the
Ben
team
Wallace
in assists.
stat line all day long.
Chamberlain has gone to the bench for Michigan State. A lot of reserve players for both teams out on the floor now. Sales being one of them who doesn't get a lot of run. Can't get that bucket to go. Gets his own board. Kicks it out to Rue. Stuart Chamberlain, no relation to Malcolm, now out on the court for Michigan, but that was Oakland Braxton, just plays under 3 minutes per game. The sophomore, he couldn't connect on that shot, but on this end, everybody's getting home for Michigan State. Cameron Davies, who plays 1.2 minutes per game, gets a bucket.
Everybody gets some action on this floor tonight, baby. It's all going in.
Let's drive from Sales.
It's all going off if you Michigan.
Millsaps still out there, the senior. Big man number 10. And he has had a big night. And on sentimental senior night reasons alone, we might have to call him player of the game if he does end up being their leading scorer. Tough drive. Will not go there from Jadrian Elia. Both of these seniors. Oh, and you just look at that. Millsaps is down. This is a 5-on-4.
Oh, wow.
Millsaps is behind the play. I think he's hurt.
Oh,
Millsaps
wow. You
is
definitely
down.
don't want to see that. Wow.
Oh boy, I was just talking about him maybe being player of the game here on senior night, and this instead be the end of his SW career. We're going to take a quick break of the action while he gets some medical attention. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back.
And see the game, be the game.
SimWorld, 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 SimWorld. SimWorld, 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 SimWorld.
It's a place where average Joe can work on his craft and grow. Say you the new magic, yo. Well, why you ain't passing though? Better get you a basket, bro. Cause this ain't no Madden, no. This is real ball life from prep to pro. Gamar Park, this ain't no fashion show. It's the opportunity for you to be the one to shoot the three. In the clip, game on the line. They like, who is he? Must be the 2-3 or 2-4. The one twice. Coach saying do more. Scouts like that boy nice. Drive up the price. Push up the stock. Build up your name. Stir up the pot. Piss off the eye. As a player or a coach. Here it is, dog. SimWorld. This is your shot.
Yo, yells.
SimWorld.
You know your boy gotta get some of this, right?
SimWorld.
Rick Blaze.
SimWorld.
Ladies love. Let's go.
I be on some ballers, trying to get my hands on a scholarship. Pretty young thing already knew my name, said she wanna try out on a scholarship. Hold up, let me PG it. Porn go past, but you know I'm gon' do it. Podcast fast, big Bob on the snacks, and you know I'm in my bag when March can't beat it. Baby, I be drippin' with my foes, tipping, shot out to the ballers. No bull like I'm pippin'. Rick Blaze hit him with the freestyle. SimWorld Hoops, man, them boys wild.
SimWorld. 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 SimWorld.
And then when their lead expanded, they turned into a highlight machine, except for the problem was there was no film in the camera.
You're back. Big lead for Michigan State, but possibly a big loss for this team to deal with. We were just talking about their postseason aspirations. Devonta Millsaps looked like it might have been a right elbow injury right there. And maybe some criticism after this game. Tom Izzo leaving a senior out there on senior night to enjoy some of his final moments here at the Breslin Center, but may have proved to be very costly.
Yeah, you hate to see the players get hurt, especially on senior night, but I can understand why Coach has him out there, right? You want to get the young man as many minutes as possible. He'll be mad if he was sitting on the bench right now anyway. And no one likes to see anybody get hurt, especially a senior. But if you're going to go out as a senior, it's best to go out on the court, right?
Millsaps is on the bench. He's changed into warm-ups, and there's just a sloppy pass. Davies couldn't connect with Chamberlain.
But someone who has a really good timing on blocking, on defensive, his hands to catch the ball is very subpar.
Phenom and Pizarski coming back into the game for Michigan. And I think it's a little too late, but actually I've not seen that duo play a whole lot at the same time in this game, so seeing how number 2 and number 9 interact. And there's Pizarski well short on that jumper.
This will be one of those nights.
Phenom is 1 for 15 from the field. Pizarski, not a necessarily electric shooting night, but 6 for 13. He has it. Nice spin. Oh, pretty attack there.
That was nice.
But you see it sometimes. You see the senior savvy from Richard Pizarski, no doubt about it. Ooh, move. Forcing a little bit of sloppy play from these Michigan State reserves. Still 6:30 to go in this one. No expectation necessarily that the Wolverines are going to come back in this one, but that's why they play them, right? And now what happens?
I wish I had a fast
3 on the way. Phenom can't get that together. 3 for 3 from deep now on a night where he's 1 for 16.
What's the rebounding record? I think he got to be up to like 16 right now.
Chamberlain, be close to that. And nice drive. Phenom didn't even really contest that one. Another block. Make it 7.
Dominating performance by Chamberlain.
Chamberlain has some chance of hitting a double-double. He scored 3 points. They currently show him as 14 boards, 7 blocks.
That's a hell of a night. That's called having your players back right there.
Zarski's turnaround will go, and the rebound snagged by Pride. With a step back three, won't go. Rebound battle for, and Pizarski has it.
Yeah, lucky for Michigan State, they have a pretty big lead because they're taking some questionable shots and some terrible turnovers. Give me that, boy! Another one.
8.
DJ Khaled, boy. Wow.
And Phenom is now 1 for 17 in the game.
He may get a double-double off of rebounds and block.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's not going to come close on points. You can see he really doesn't want to shoot. And for that reason, not his strong suit. Chamberlain
what is that, 8 blocks for now?
And Pizarski's calling for it with Chamberlain on him.
Yeah, I hope you give it to him too. You be careful what you wish for, Pizarski.
Feeney has it with the shot clock winding down. He gets underneath the bucket, up and a ninth block.
He who is late does not get fruit cup. That's number 9, E.
It is number 9 by my account. That's unofficial, but that's what I have it. Oh, he's going for the offensive game now too. Can't get that shot to go though. Comes up with another rebound. Again, by my account, that's 15 boards, 9 blocks now.
Malcolm Chamberlain is trying to find. Look, Malcolm Chamberlain trying to make sure when it's all said and done, we talk about a freshman. We had a great freshman year. His name is missing in the conversation.
Yeah.
And I ain't mad at that, Malcolm. Malcolm is in the middle, ladies and gentlemen.
Having a whale of a game tonight. 3 from Edge. He's short that time, and Pride can't come up with the rebound. Feeney and Sales out there, but they get it back in the hands of Phenom.
He gets a block.
Chamberlain on him. Oh, Chamberlain came off him there. Still couldn't make the shot. Get it up ahead to Chamberlain. He's going to try to attack, spin, and get it to go.
I love it. I
it's
love
not senior
it.
night. It's Malcolm Chamberlain night, folks.
It's Malcolm Chamberlain night.
That's what I came for. Phenom going to try to take it over
go.
Chamberlain, it looks like. Oh, but wisely gave it up, and instead, turnover ends up in the hands.
Give him Chamberlain. He gets double in points then. You give him 10 points.
Oh, taken away by Sales, going up the other way. Oh, nice dish. Good finish from Buffini. Back down to 24.
There you go. Slow it down. Let him improve.
Yep.
Just let the air run out.
Get it to Chamberlain. Shoot it. Shoot a 3. Good idea. Yes. Well short. Hey, the freshman. He's gotten a little bit of liberties.
We see why he don't shoot. That was a terrible shot.
Well, doesn't matter. Taken right away by Edge. I think Michigan players will be delighted just to at about 45 minutes east. Get back to Ann Arbor. Oh, look at that drive and finish. That is the best offensive move that Malcolm Chamberlain's made all night, maybe all season.
Wow.
7 points now for Chamberlain. Ooh, he really wanted to get that block, but couldn't.
He's flirting. I don't know if he's going to get it because there's not enough time. He's flirting with a triple-double, actually.
Yes, he is. Running out of time. Still a chance of it, though. It's definitely made the end of this game entertaining.
He's still got a legit shot, sort of. He just running out of time, but it's actually within striking. If he get a bucket right here,
3-pointer would do it.
Play.
Shoot it.
Talking about something.
Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it.
Let's see if we get a block, man.
It's good everybody here could have some fun under the circumstances. I understand if you're a Michigan fan.
Let's go. Give it to Chamberlain.
Enjoying the night that much. I think he's going to come up 1 block and a handful of points short.
Yeah.
The triple-double. Freshman has it, though. Going to work with the spin. They're giving it to him.
Malcolm is in the middle, ladies and gentlemen.
Unofficially, I have him with 9 points, 9 blocks, 15 rebounds.
Yep.
16 rebounds I'm just getting now. 16.
If he let's see if we get a block right here, get that double. If he gets the double block and get the double right here, I'm calling timeout.
Get the rebound.
He's just jacking it up.
Whoa. Nobody
He's just jacking it up.
All right, well, Michigan State, I know the shot clock is off here.
He made that Melodies from Heaven shot.
Shot clock is off here. I thought actually they might have just had enough differential to make them take it, but I think it's going to end this way. 9
Great
points,
game,
16 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 9 blocks. Malcolm Chamberlain, player of the game, folks. The young freshman. Boy, did he set the tone tonight. He drove Lorenzo
JK, he's my
Phenom
player tonight,
crazy.
JK. I'm just saying. I think he's player tonight, JK.
I think he should be the #1 draft pick over Jamison Johnson. Malcolm Chamberlain.
Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy.
Big night for the freshman, who won't be eligible to play in the pros for a while anyway. Monta Millsaps also had a big night before the injury. Other senior, Jadrian Elia. Guy Edge. Shamar Word off the bench, also having a nice one. Owen Pride, 10 rebounds. For a victorious Michigan State team that improves to 17-12. Michigan falls to 12-15. I want to thank all of you out there for watching SimWorld TV, the only place where you can see the game, be the game.
This has been a presentation